Hello. Hello. Hello, Ian. Are you on the music? You don't worry about it, Ian. Don't worry about it. I don't know what you're talking about. Actually, wait. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? No, what? It was just echo music. It was just echo music. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not down horrendous. You're down horrendous. Oh my god. Welcome to a bad idea. I wasn't planning on doing this, because I actually wanted to make a different thumbnail, and I might still do that. I'll probably replace the thumbnail for this stream, like next week or something. Only because I want to use this thumbnail on Leo's route. So I will probably make a thumbnail just for, like, the beginning portion, and I'll swap it out later. So... I assume I'll use, like, the group photo, or the scene with Chase and Leo when they're outside of the motel. That one's cute. I like that one a lot. That's a CG that I like. I really... It's not bad. It's okay. Whatever. How are you all doing today? I'm doing good. Let me minimize a bunch of windows that I don't need currently. Okay. We will click new game. Wait. Post on the Discord? Which one? What? What? Eto? What do you mean post on Discord? What do you mean? What do you mean? You're not... Look. It's fine. It's fine. It's all good. And look, see, it's a brand new... Oh, you didn't post it? Oh, fuck. Oh, give me 1 minute. I posted it to Twitter, but not the Discord. So sorry. So sorry. Here we go. There we go. This is such an embarrassing thumbnail. What? Oh, yeah. It's because this is a fresh download, as it were. So it's we will be unlocking everything for the first time. Look, we can go here. None of the CGs are unlocked. Fresh save. Well, I'm basically playing the game for the first time. Isn't that exciting? I'm excited. I'm so excited. Right? See you, ass. Hello. Oh, I legitimately love how immediately ominous this game is. Sorry, this is gonna be like probably me gushing throughout half these streams, where I'm like, oh, I love this thing in this game, right? Or I remember the first time I read, stuff I didn't talk about during the playthrough proper with Darian. You know how it is. Maybe you'll learn some insight on my first playthrough. I knew you'd be back. You all come back eventually. In like the first and look, Rem, it's good. Why do you try to run away in the first place? It doesn't matter. Even though you're here, you're going to try and run again. Just stop. Because just like this town, you're only moving in circles. Saturday. Huh. Oh, I thought it was started on a Sunday. Oh, okay, so it's Saturday to Sunday? On like a Sunday of like next time? Yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah, Mom, I brought it. No, I've got everything. No, TJ's with us. We picked him up yesterday. No, I did call you yesterday. There was no answer. Fine, yeah. I'll try more than once next time. So of course they're clean. Listen, I'm driving right now, so... Yeah, so I shouldn't be on the phone. Should I? I'm gonna hang up. Okay, love you too. Bye. I sigh and finally hang up the phone, dropping it in my lap. TJ next to me in the passenger seat, stretches back and scratches the back of his ears. Ah, that's cute. It's been a while since I've seen your mom. How is she? I shrug. Fine, I think. She wouldn't tell me if she wasn't, anyway. TJ taps a foot against the dashboard before yawning. Wow, it feels like we've been driving for days. Normally TJ wasn't one to whine, but the long drive was obviously getting to him. It was getting to all of us, honestly. I look over at him. We're almost there. Why don't you listen to some music or something? I mean, my phone's been dead for the past 2 hours. I didn't know it would take us 8 hours to get there. I sigh. Whether that dig was purposeful or not, I still feel a little embarrassed. I'll admit I got us lost for a few hours, and Route 93 is hard to find, even with the GPS. Oh, Chase is a bad driver. Confirmed. Leo route, I'm guessing? Cirrus, there is... Like, no, it's fine. It's fine. There's no evidence that is probably going to... There's no precedence for me choosing Leo's route. There's none. No, not at all. It's no wonder that Echo is in the state it's in. You should have brought a book. Those don't run out of batteries. I look up into the rearview mirror and see Jenna hold up a hefty book titled Cognition. And TJ sighs. All of my books are on my phone! Why don't you listen to the radio? The radio? What's the matter with that radio? Okay, I'm sorry. TJ starts to reach for the dial. Don't bother. All we get out of here are Hick stations. I have music on my phone, though. Do you have an aux cable, Chase? In this clunker? No, but like I said, we're almost there. Just having the three of us here is a little awkward, unbalanced. I wonder if completing our little group will bring back that old chemistry. Thinking about seeing Carl, Flynn, and Leo again makes my heart skip a beat. Take exit 126. 27? I don't know why I said 6. Shut up. Onto Flint Road. I jerk back to the present and press on the brakes as I swerve onto the exit ramp. Whoa! Sorry. Chase, come on! Pay attention! TJ adds a little giggle to lighten the chastisement, but my face gets hot anyway. Hey, me and Jenna went 3 hours out of our way to pick you up from CCU. You could have taken the bus. No, I'm grateful. I'm just rather this not be the place I die. Jesse, hello. We continue down Flint Road for about 15 minutes in silence, while I avoid the ever-increasing number of potholes in the road. I think we're all a little nervous now as we get closer to our destination. Unsurprisingly, there isn't another car in sight. You guys excited? I look in my rearview mirror again and see that Jenna has put down her book, staring out the window. I actually haven't given a lot of thought as to how I feel about the whole thing. Yeah, you know what? I'm excited. I'm excited to see Leo again. It'd be great to see everyone again. It's been way too long. I meant Echo. Are you excited to go back? Oh, I didn't really know how to answer that. Is exciting the right word? It's sure as hell stressful. As long as we can go for a hike. I don't want to be sitting around in the motel all day. Well, it beats having a heat stroke in the desert. Are you seriously hiking the trail? Oh, come on! It'll be fun! At least I know Chase'll come. TJ smiles at me, raising his brows. It's too hard to say no to such an eager face, at least right now. Our hyper-tweaking voice. No! Oh my god! Ian, please! Come on. Yeah, of course. Anyway, it sounds like you've only got the boys on your mind, Chase. Leo, maybe? No! Whatever. Make a slight right onto Lake Emma Road. I ignore Jenna, pretending to be distracted with adjusting the GPS. A few more minutes of silence pass before Jenna speaks up again. So, this news thing you're making, what's it about? I swerve a little to avoid another pothole. A news packet. If you remember, there was that one crazy thing that happened here in the early 1900s. I read a bit about it, and it's pretty fucked up. Tell us about it, Chase. Come on, Chase. Language! Just thought I'd do a little more digging. Ah, Roach, hello. Honestly, though, I just need to make something that looks good enough to pass with. With that... Wait, well that sounds kind of fun. Are you gonna have enough time to hang out? I know Leo made some plans. Oh, he's making plans! This whole thing was Leo's idea, actually. When I told him that I'd be coming down to Echo for spring break, he suggested we all use it as an excuse to have a reunion. He says it hasn't been the same since the three of us left. Yeah, I should. I just need some B-roll and shots of the old creepy locations. It shouldn't take too long. I catch a flash of blue and see the lake in our to our right. The conversation dies down a bit, and pretty soon we're all lost in our own thoughts. Finally, we round a bend, and I start to catch some glimpses of the town. The tall, rusted signs for the gas station and motel loom over the rest of the old community. Lake Emma Road emerges right onto Main Street, where the motel is at. Soon enough, we're turning into the parking lot. There are only a few other cars in the parking lot. I park in the closest spot next to the door and switch off the ignition. Relieved. That is what this word is. I got there. To be done with the driving. Man, so like my the town that I currently live in, like it it has a bunch of motels and they're like always empty. Like but there's like 1 week a year where they are all full, and that's when like there's like a yearly like horse competition. I live in a rural town. But there's like a horse competition like in like one of the next towns over or something. And so like you have people from like all over the country that'll come over here and like then all the motels are fucking filled, and that's the only reason. It's like when I see that the motels are filled, I'm like, oh, is the horse thing happening? Like it's always fun. And then you see a bunch of horses on like the horse carriers things on like the road and stuff. It's like, horses. I don't like horses. I park in the closest spot next to the door and switch off the ignition, relieved to be done with driving. I sit back for a moment, rubbing my eyes. Oh, hello, Maestro. Ugh, I hope you're grateful, TJ. I never want to drive that long again. Thanks, Chase. TJ hops out of the car, clearly happy to be out. Oh my god, I forgot that it's fucking TJ that we see first. Why is he the first character we see? TJ puts his paws in his to his back and stretches out from toes to ear tufts, and I hear a few cracks. Can you please... What, excuse me? What? So, Josh, why do you do Violet Memoir and not the update you miss? So there are a bunch of reasons why. And, I'm not gonna say on stream. So, you got a problem with Twinks, Josh? Look, Rem, I don't really like Twinks that much. I'm compared to Twinks too much to like Twinks. I don't know. I'm offended by it. It's just... I've been caught, like... The term hyper twink will never leave me. And I blame McSkinny. I love him, he's great. But like, or I guess I like his work. I don't know. I've never talked to him. But like it's you know. Gosh, it feels good to be out of there. You aren't even a twink? I know! But like, online, I guess when people hear my voice, they're like, oh, well, Josh, you're obviously a twink. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I have like an almost Dave-esque build from Password. Like, I guess I'm a little skinnier than that, but like, I got a bit of flubble. It's not as noticeable when I'm wearing a shirt, but like, it's there. I smile as I follow him out and stretch as well. Though less flamboyantly. It's good to see TJ reverting back to his old cheerful self. You sound like TJ? What, you mean my normal voice sounds like... Wait, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? I use a more normal, like my more normal tone to voice Chase and Dave. Like, this is, you know? At least I think I do. I guess I don't know. Alright, I made the reservation, so I'll check us in. You boys want to go bring in our stuff? Sure. Me and TJ head around to the trunk of the car, getting our bags and camera equipment while Jenna heads inside. Eto? Oh, damo. Or is that, are you doing okay, TV? Okay. It's having a little bit of troubles. I might have to go and unplug the HDMI cable and plug it back in. But we'll do that later, when it really goes on the fritz. Not as big as it. Yeah. So it's like it's serious. It's like in between saying that someone's chonk and a twink. It's like that in between. You know. At least that's how I interpret it. I'm pleasantly surprised. While it's a bit musty, the room is spacious and genuinely clean. A lot more than I was expecting from a town like Echo. Although I've lived in the town for most of my life, I've never actually been in the motel. I hope that you like Violet Memoir. Yeah, I hope I like it too. Hey, this is nice. And 2 double beds. Yeah, I thought I'd get one of the nicer rooms since everything here is dirt cheap. TJ sets his bag down on the bed. So I guess this'll be me and Chase's bed. Who says I'm sleeping with you? Like, Jenna gets 1 bed, I get a bed, there's a chair in the corner, TJ. Like, Jenna can have her own bed, obviously. That's nice of you, TJ. Anyway, here are your key cards. She hands us both our key cards, which I slip into my back pocket. So, what are we gonna eat? I'm starving! My stomach grumbles. We haven't eaten since breakfast, and it's late afternoon at this point. I pull out my phone, checking over my text with Leo. Leo said he's gonna get us some sandwiches from the diner. Did you tell? Yes, I told him to substitute the bread with lettuce for yours, TJ. Nice! Alright, well, I've texted everyone that we're here. Let's at least unpack. It's going to get crowded, and I don't want all our stuff in the way. Half an hour later, we've all got all our stuff packed away in the motel drawers. All right, see ya, Maestro. Oh, hello, David. Now I'm sitting on the bed, toying with my camera equipment while TJ watches TV and Jenna organizes her schoolwork. You know you're on vacation, right? And didn't you already get into grad school? You should relax. That's exactly why I need to be keeping up. There's a knock at the door, and being the closest, I get up and answer it. I'll get it. I look through the peephole excitedly and see a beanie cap with a pair of very familiar horns poking through it. I grin and unlock the door and swing it open. Carl! Jace! I slap paws with him and give him a hug, and immediately get a whiff of the pungent scent of pot. Despite that, his embrace is warm and plush, and his belly squishes against my body like a pillow through his jacket. There is an underlying sturdiness, though, and I feel his biceps bulge around my shoulders. Had he been working out? I put my paws on his shoulders and push him back, looking him over. He's changed a bit since I last saw him. He's definitely bulkier, and his fur on his face is a bit shaggier. His eyes are a little red, and his expression is a little glazed, like he's daydreaming about someplace far away from here. Still getting blazed, huh? You know it. His jockey nature drops a bit as he gives me a genuine smile. It's good to see you again. I feel warm inside as I smile back. You too. Is that Carl I hear? Carl and I step back into the room, the ram remaining slouched as we do. Hey, Jenna. Carl, how have you been? Not bad. Just living life. Like I'm a bee. It sounds like he's gonna start he's starting to sing the lyrics to a song, but he trails off as we all look at him expectantly. He just smiles back. Huh? Hey, is that TJ? Hi! Though he's smiling happily, TJ is outright cringing his nose. Still up to your old habits, huh? Carl shrugs. I'm starting to remember that that it's something he does a lot. It's his answer to almost everything. It gets quiet for a moment, and then I clap my paws together. So, what have you been up to, Carl? You're not online that often. Carl shrugs. Oh, you know, just hanging out. Must be kind of boring, considering its echo. Not going outside helps. You been able to find a job? I know they closed the old corner market you used to work at. Yeah. Been kinda hard since pretty much everything's closing around here. On top of that, I don't have a car that can get me to Peyton. Oof, that's right. You crashed the one your parents got you. TJ's grinning sympathetically, but Carl hunches further into himself, looking sulky. Man, don't kill my vibe. What about school? Been thinking about going back? Not really. Maybe. Carl's starting to lose that far-off look as he narrows his eyes. You should. You went for what, a semester? That's not really enough time to tell if you're really cut out for college. Classes get easier to handle once you get used to it. Yeah, well, it wasn't exactly the schoolwork that was the problem. You could try smoking less weed. That might help. Well, what? Was I set up for an intervention or something? Carl looks over at me, as if asking for help. Hey, don't look at me. I had to deal with them for the past 10 hours. Yeah, I guess I just forgot how naggy they can be. That's because we care about you, Carl. Anyway, I'm pretty sure Chase has been missing you since you left school. Carl and I were in the same class throughout school. As a result, we entered college together. We even roomed together for the one semester, which was a lot of fun. Of course I had missed him. Carl seems pretty eager to get off the topic, though.
Speaking of school, didn't you get accepted into Weston, Jenna?
Yup. Going into experimental psych. I started in the fall.
That's pretty cool. Congrats!
Carl turns back to me.
And you're into, journalism, right?
He looks over the equipment, looking confused.
What's all this?
Oh, yeah. One of the reasons why I'm out here. I'm doing a news segment on Echo.
Sounds like the feel-good movie of the year, Chase.
That's what you get out of the feel-good town of the century, Carl.
Yeah.
Carl scratches his muzzle before turning to TJ.
And you're doing what again? Sports something. Bible Olympics?
Athletic training, but yes, it's a Christian school. Carl gives a thumbs up.
Super. So we gonna eat? I'm hungry as hell.
Hell is a little extreme there, Carl. And not even you can be that hungry.
Sure. Where's Leo? He's bringing the sandwiches, right?
He actually just texted me that he's here. He was picking up Flynn. So we're all gonna be here, just like old times. TJ almost looks like that little kid Lynx again, his ears twitching around with excitement.
Oh, there they are.
No, I grip the bedspreads and watch as Carl moves around the corner to open the door. I hear it open, followed by the distinct, deep, brassy voice of Flynn.
Hey, where are you getting the door, fatty? To get my sandwiches, dickface. I've got the munchies like a mother. Hey, where are they? Leo has them. Here he is. Hey, they all in here? They all in there?
My heart skips a beat, and so do I. My tail thumps the bed as I hear Leo's high baritone. There's some bustling before they start coming around the corner, bringing me face to face with the rest of my childhood friends. Flynn comes first, slinking in casually, his posture loose and relaxed, slouching. Unlike Carl, though, his slouch makes him look like he just doesn't give a fuck, as opposed to just trying to make himself seem smaller. He wasn't a shy guy, as evidenced by his open shirt. He's trying too hard.
Who you calling a dick face?
Flynn knocks Carl on the head, which made a loud thunking sound, but Carl just grins throughout. Hello, Mega Puppy. It's fine.
Hey, Jenna. TJ. Chase.
He nods to each of us in turn, rubbing his knuckles. There he is. Immediately following him, his arms wrap around two big brown paper bags, is Leo. He smiles over the top of the bags, swiping the room with his eyes along with his tall rectangular ears. He pauses on Jenna, then TJ before finding me. His face immediately breaks into a full-on grin as he walks over to the bed I'm sitting on, setting down the bags. As he comes to a stop in front of me, I reach out my paw to slap his, like I did with Carl. Instead, he grabs it to yank me up, right into a tight bear hug, and nearly squeezing the air out of me.
Chase! Man, I've missed you.
And just like Carl, it seems like Leo's gotten bigger and stronger. He lifts me up without even trying. The tension I've been feeling in my chest melts away like an ice cube on an Echo sidewalk. Everything's fine. All of that worrying about how he was going to react was for nothing. The hug is lasting kind of long, though. I can feel everyone else looking at us. And just like that, he forgets we exist. Leo finally does pull back, then smacks me on the shoulder before turning to greet Jenna and TJ. I shakily sit back down, feeling a whole lot better now that the introductions are out of the way.
Fuck. Leave Carl in a room for 5 seconds, and it smells like a goddamn skunk sauna.
Excuse me. Terrible. Terrible.
The weed is just oozing out of your pores at this point.
Flynn theatrically plugs his nostrils as he pulls the window open a crack. Carl rolls his eyes, slouching further and jamming his paws into his pocket.
Oh, shut up! I think everyone here agrees that my smell is a lot better than your shedding. Nothing like leaving a big pile of lizard dust on the couch for the next person. And by the way, dude, that skunk comment was speciesist. And that lizard comment wasn't.
Flynn turns to me, fanning Aaron from the outside with his hands.
What's worse, Chase? Carl's smell or my dusting off? Dusting off. That's not a thing. Try saying white flakes that chip off of me with every step I take, except when I scratch my ass. Then it's like a fucking blizzard of dead skin. And some of it might land in your mouth. That's what you should call it. Hey, you furballs do it too. It's just less noticeable. Either way, it's hot in here. Aren't you cold-blooded? Someone turned down the goddamn thermostat.
Somebody turned down your language. TJ says it like a cheerful kindergarten teacher, pep-talking a student into using his words. They stare at each other for about 5 seconds, Flynn's expression in like a stone, while TJ slowly loses his smile.
Well, Jesus butt-fucking Christ. I'll be sure to watch that.
Flynn! TJ actually looks pretty upset, but Flynn just reaches out and yanks him into a chokehold. The much shorter Lynx easily dwarfed by the lizard.
Shut up, you priss. I'm just kidding.
TJ half-heartedly fights the hold. I guess TJ thought he'd get some respect now that we're all adults. Oh, no. You still said it. And normally I might step in to help, but it's been a while since I've seen Flynn and TJ go at it. It's just too funny to stop.
Look, no lightning. So much for ya, almighty go.
TJ jabs his elbow into Flynn's stomach, doubling the lizard over for a second. Ha! See? Good work. God works in mysterious way. Flynn reaches up and grabs at one of the tufts on TJ's ears and yanks, earning a yowl from the feline.
A foul! Species features! The species features, that's what that says.
Species features was something we made up to make our tussles a little more fair. It involved any distinct physical difference between our species that might pose as a disadvantage, like my tail, Jenna's ears, or TJ's ear tufts. Carl was especially keen on it. Being a ram, his horns were often used as leverage against him. TJ, come get your sandwich. TJ finally yanks himself out of Flynn's grasp, smoothing down his fur as he tried to look as dignified as possible. Well, I can see things haven't changed. With that, TJ walks over to the table to get his food. I can't help but laugh. I think TJ won that one by technicality.
Or did he? He might have fouled too. Flynn's got a soft lizard belly.
Flynn snorts, rubbing his stomach.
Oh, don't even try to tell me about soft, asshole. It looks like you swallowed a beach ball. Speaking of which, food!
We all pass the bags around to get our food. a chicken sandwich for Jenna and TJ, roast beef for me and Leo, and 3 large veggie burgers that almost take up its own bag for Carl. Flynn, as usual, isn't eating anything. I think it's a lizard thing. I keep my seat on the bed as I unwrap the foil around my sandwich. The smell wafts up from the beef, making my mouth water and bringing some memories up with it. We'd all spent many nights at the old diner. I can remember the night me and Carl graduated. Leo took us all straight from Peyton High to the diner, skipping out on the all-night graduation party for sandwiches and milkshakes. I take a huge bite and a yellow bell pepper slips out at the other end, landing back in the foil.
Whoa, slow down. You're gonna choke.
Suddenly, it's almost falling over to the side as something heavy plants itself next to the bed. I grab a napkin and bring it to my muzzle, wiping away the grease. Leo? Leo chuckles at my embarrassment and unwraps his own sandwich.
Sorry if the bread is a little soggy. Garrobo over here took a sweet time getting to the car. Hey, working in the town hall is serious business. I don't have a family business I can just waltz out of like you. Hey, Flynn, I bet you that I can eat this whole burger in 1 minute. Is that a fucking joke? Of course you can. Yeah, but what about 2 burgers? Don't choke, Carl.
I decided to keep the conversation on Leo's job, since that's the whole reason why he's still here. Is business still pretty good?
Yeah, Peyton's getting bigger, so the number of customers.
I guess it's a pretty good thing your dad moved it out of Echo, huh?
For sure. The place is turning into a ghost town. It probably will be in another decade or 2.
Or 5 years. By some standards, it already is. I take another bite of my sandwich, biting right into another bell pepper. I'd forgotten how good the diner food is. I noticed TJ sitting next to Jenna at the table, picking happily at his lettuce wrapped chicken. Yes, sure. Is that a thing that people do? Is that I don't know. That just feels like there wouldn't be much to grab. You know what I mean? Like, that seems uncomfortable. Like, to hold. You're just holding, like, crispy, wet lettuce. And then you have the chicken. And it's just gonna slide around, especially with, like, condiments, right? I don't know. I don't like it. Saturday, Leo has consumed the bell pepper. Remember this? Okay, Ian. Jenna seems to as well as she leans towards him. What's wrong, TJ? It's just... Never mind. It doesn't matter. Are you sure? It's just the mayo. I forgot that they put it on everything here. Jenna lifts up the bun on her sandwich, inspecting the contents. None of the mayo really got on my chicken. Here. No, you don't have... Jenna picks up a TJ sandwich and swaps out its grilled chicken. As she rips off the layer of mayonnaise-stained lettuce from his lettuce bun before swapping her chicken in. There. How's that? Thanks. It's then that TJ looks up and sees Leo and I staring at him. I see his ears flatten in embarrassment. What?
Nothing, TJ. Nothing.
Are your parents still letting you live in the house here in Echo?
Yes. We actually tried selling it last year, but of course, no one bought it. I think 2 people came to look, but took off once they saw the town. Anyway, my parents are living in Peyton in a house twice as big as the old one.
Well, it must be pretty cool living on in your own house.
My parents aren't constantly breathing down my neck, so that's, nice.
He can fap whenever he wants without worry. Leo's already finished his first sandwich, and now he's unwrapping the second. He sure can eat a lot. How many people are still here anyway? In the town, I mean. Leo takes another bite, and I can hear the crunch of the peppers through his muzzle. He chews thoughtfully for a moment before swallowing. Ah, hello, Billy. You're streaming Echo? I am streaming Echo. You know, you can never truly leave, right? You know how it is.
Not too sure. Of course, I know almost everyone here, but most don't actually live here anymore. Most everyone turned their old house into a sort of vacation home now.
Really? Why? I can't imagine anyone coming here for a vacation. Unless your hobbies are meth or dying of heat stroke. Horny what do you mean, horny bonk jaw? What did I do? What did I do?
Well, they've all got their old houses here, and it's cheap to build. And this town is actually trying to turn the old lake into a recreational thing.
Like Emma?
Yeah, they're putting in a dock and stuff.
Huh. Lake Emma is an old reservoir just a few minutes outside of town. As kids, we used to play around there all the time. It was genuinely an ugly place, dead fish on the banks, a terrible smell, and mosquitoes everywhere. Then again, it could have changed since then. I haven't been here in 12 years now. None of us have. Thinking about the lake is making my stomach tighten again, forcing away my appetite in the process. It's been so long at this point, I need to learn to get over things. Actually, that reminds me. The others are pretty deep in their own conversations, but I lower my voice anyway, leaning into Leo. How far are you leaning into Leo? Are you just like head on shoulder? Like leaning into his chest? Just like arms already wrapped around him? Squeezing into him, you know? I'd probably be doing that. Hey, Leo! Leo turns to me. He had been in the middle of a massive bite and now has a bell pepper half hanging out of his muzzle. There it is. He throws off my train of that throws off my train of thought for a second. So I wanted to get some shots of the lake for my project. Leo ducks his head to pull out the pepper from his muzzle, only to shove it back in a second later. He chews for a while, but his ears are still tipped towards me. So oh god. Excuse me. Those fucking peppers, what's wrong with the peppers? Like, okay, so I dislike bell peppers, so like it'd be a little like, ew, no. But at the same time, like, it's goofy and silly, and you know, it's Leo. It's fine. He chews for a while, but so I can go on. It's kind of important to Echo's history anyway. You told me that on Monday everyone's free during lunch. I can tell by the set of Leo's ears that he knows where I'm going, and he's not too into the idea. What color is the pepper? I think they said it was yellow bell peppers. Or at least on Chase's sandwich, I think it said that they were yellow bell peppers. I quickly go on. Of course we don't have to, but it's been a long time, and if the town is making it look better, it could be fun.
Listen, Chase.
I feel my face burn a little under the fur. Sorry, it was a dumb idea.
No, Chase. If it were up to me, I'd definitely do it. It's just...
Leo looks towards Flynn, and I do as well, finding him still bantering with Carl.
It doesn't matter how fucking fast you eat. I'm not gonna be impressed.
Of course. He's got that classic Flynn look on his face, where he's pressing his lips together, trying not to smile.
What if I ate all three? You've already eaten most of the first one, so that's not gonna happen now, is it?
I look back at my sandwich. I suddenly feel real guilty. Here I am, back after 3 years, just assuming that I know how everyone feels. Now I'm kind of feeling like an imposter. Leo notices, like he always did, and he nudges me with his shoulder.
Hey, don't worry about it. It's not your fault.
Suddenly, Leo's ears perk up, and I know he's suddenly had an idea. His ears made him easily readable, just as reading people came easily to him. It makes it all the more impressive that he was able to tell what most of us were thinking, considering my short, stubby ears. Or Flynn's lack thereof.
Listen, there's a really cool spot by the river that's actually pretty close to the lake. We should have lunch and you could walk over and get your shots.
The idea makes me feel a little better. Alright, that could be fun. Also, this motel doesn't have a pool, so it'll be real nice to swim in something.
Otters in their water. Anyway, I'll have to ask Flynn, but I think he'll be okay with it. What really impressed me is if you didn't eat the rest. You're a funny guy, Flynn.
Carl goes right back to shoving the next burger into his mouth as Flynn looks on in mild disgust. He suddenly notices us watching him and he gives us an odd look, but that slowly morphs into a smirk as he focuses on Leo.
You're pretty happy there. You're looking pretty happy there, Leo. And not like you've been for the past 3 years.
I furrow my brow in confusion and look up at Leo. I see him shift and he's giving Flynn a look that I don't quite understand.
Well, of course I'm happy to see us all back together again.
I look from Leo to Flynn, and it's pretty easy to imagine a bolt of electricity between them.
You should have seen him, Chase. He'd go days without smiling. Agreed. Leo's been kind of a dick ever since you guys left. Isn't Jenna a counselor? Hey, you should have a session with Leo.
I'm still an undergrad. I'm not going into counseling anyway. That would just make me sad. TJ is busy trying to hold a sandwich together and eat it at the same time. Not very successfully, but he looks up as well.
Leo, depressed? It's hard to imagine you not smiling. You seemed fine online.
Has something been going on, Leo? For the first time since he's arrived, Leo looks truly uncomfortable. You don't see him like that very often. Flynn, on the other hand, has his trying not to smirk face.
What?
Leo pauses, pinned down by everyone's eyes in the room. Then he takes a frustrated breath.
Can't people be sad sometimes? Yes, things have been harder, but I'm fine. I think it's pretty clear that Flynn...
Leo flicks his long muzzle at the lizard.
...is just trying to get some reactions. Sure, I'm just saying you're back to your old self. But seriously, it's great.
Leo makes a snorting sound. I'm about to ask Leo what's so stressful when he lifts his paws up again to take a bite of his almost finished sandwich. I go quiet. Yeah, I go quiet as I look at his paw. A silver anchor tied around his wrist with leather. The word otter is etched into the shank of the anchor. The name Chase is engraved on the stock. That's still cute. Those are still so cute. Like the little anchor bracelets. You know, it's just cute. I still wear mine every time I leave the house, you know. It really does. Just a reminder of Leo. It's cute. Metaphors, Josh? Yeah. Metaphors. Leo's anchoring me down. And I'm here for it. Why was he still...
Chase!
I jump as TJ's voice breaks through my trance, bouncing on the bed once I come down. Leo looks at me as the bed wobbles and eyebrow raised. TJ puts a paw on his muzzle.
Oops, sorry. You were just kind of staring off into space.
Yeah, just thinking about stuff. What's up?
We were just talking about The Last Game. Didn't you tell me that you saw that movie on the drive here?
I really don't get you right now, TJ. The last game was the worst Lions Brigade movie. You're just mad because they didn't follow the comics.
It's reasonable. It's reasonable to be upset about that. It's always distressing. It's... Oh, wait, what track is this? I don't remember this one. It's cute, though. It's cute. Maybe I should look into it. See if, maybe slap that in the playlist, and it'll inevitably get copyright. You know.
Yeah, Carl, as a movie, it was just better. I'm sure the comics are great too, though.
Nah, the comics are shit. Carl tried showing them to me once. Bah. See, this is the problem. They never follow the source material and no one cares because they have no respect for the originals, man. You're way too picky, Carl. The last game was a great movie. Not you too, Leo!
I don't know. I think Lions Brigade was always a bit too violent for me. What with all the shooting and the punching. I've always liked the Trinity Weasel. She's the thinking man's superheroine.
Carl waves his paw dismissively.
The Trinity comics have always been pretty lame. They're jerk-off fodder for lonely nerds. And so's the movie. Huh. You mean like yourself? Hey. Hold up. We're talking about Trinity now. Julia Blasco. She's hella fine. Never seen an ass like hers on a weasel before.
That's because it's fake.
No, I just like the story. It's really kind of deep if you think about it.
It's hard to think about when half the shots are slow-mo and she's doing all these flips and back bends and shit.
Huh. I didn't think that was your sort of thing anyway, Flynn. Flynn doesn't have time to retort before Jenna shifts her attention, seemingly coming to TJ's defense. Come on, Trinity does have more story going on than your average superhero movie. I think it's great that you like her character over all the meatheads.
Hey, they just stuck in all the boob shots to reel in the dummies. Of course, that's easy for someone like you to say. Besides, I see what's going on here. Maybe you should watch Lucha Lobo, TJ. He's shirtless the whole time.
TJ's ears go flat, Tufts pointing out at the ground.
Yeah, I'd better stop it with all the saucy talk. The only way this could get any more awkward is if you got sprung.
We all groan in unison, but TJ shoots right back.
And knowing you, that's exactly what you want to happen, isn't it, Flynn?
That gets a surprise chuckle.
Damn, Tej! Where'd that come from?
Isn't that it's a particularly good joke. It's that it came from TJ that makes it so funny. I don't think I've ever heard him talk like that. Even Flynn can't keep from grinning a little bit. Look at all the friends having fun. We were just all having a good time. We talk late into the afternoon. At this point, all of my worries have disappeared. Whoops. Leaving a happy, warm feeling in its place. It seems silly that I'd be so nervous earlier. In fact, I'm starting to look forward to the rest of the week.
All right.
Leo steps forward, indicating that we should all shut up.
Now we all need to remember that Chase is here to do his school project.
Will you remember that, though, Leo? Like, come on. We all know how you are. You're cute.
These two up.
Oh, did I disconnect for a moment? Whoops. I'll reread this anyway, just to be sure.
I'm pretty sure all of us know that we're going to Southwest Adventures tomorrow, so I'll pick these two up.
He jerks his head towards Flynn and Carl.
Then swing by the motel and get you guys at 9, alright?
Sounds good.
Then I was thinking about doing some stuff in Payton towards the end of the week, but we'll make those plans later. In between those times, we should find time to hang out as well. Make the most of it.
Leo looks about done, but suddenly snaps his fingers, as if remembering something.
Oh yeah, Chase! I saw you had a camera. Think you could get a picture of us? It would be nice for all of us to have something that isn't camera quality. Camera phone quality.
Oh, yeah. I was messing with the self-timer earlier. We should be able to get it to work. After a few minutes of me adjusting the tripod and Leo adjusting everyone at the end of one of the beds, we managed to get into position. All right, here goes! I set the timer and walk fast to the spot Leo saved for me. Aw, look at them! Look at Leo! Oh, he's such a smile face! Oh, I'm not down bad, I swear. He's just so cute. It's fine. For the next 2 hours, we watch a movie on TV, not really paying attention, mostly caught up with each other on how we'd been. It's good to be back, and it feels like we're all just picking up where we left off 3 years ago. You need to throw yourself into that CG. Yeah, I'll think about using that one and changing that CG to be the thumbnail for this stream, and probably the next stream. Because it'll probably take a stream or two. It'll probably take 2 streams to get to the route split, is how I'm thinking about it. It's really nice. Finally, at about 10, Leo, Carl, and Flynn head out. I spend the next 20 minutes tinkering with the equipment, making sure it's all in order for shooting the next day. Once TJ finishes getting ready for bed in the bathroom, I do as well before getting into bed, head to toe with Tej. There's a soft glow from the corner as Jenna sits at the table reading something. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, waiting for her to go to sleep. Leah was looking like Tony the Tiger. I mean, I guess you're not wrong, but I do just love his smile in that scene. It's so cute. There's just something. He's just such a happy boy. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. There's a chain attached to my ankle as I walk away from the lake, my legs and feet caked in mud. I look back, seeing the chain snaking back around the rocks and reeds before disappearing into the water. Looking ahead again, I see Leo. He's smiling and waving at me. I walk towards him, and the chain stays slack, pulling easily out to the water. There's an anchor in the lake, I say. I stare at him, but he doesn't say anything and just keeps on smiling. I crouch on the rocks, wrapping the chain around my wrist a few times. Leo kneels next to me, rubbing my back and sticking out his arm to compare our bracelets, saying that everyone gets one. Ooh, that's good. That's good. He seems happy, but now I'm stuck here. I can't even stand up to walk. I really like those sequences. I really like them a lot. Jenna's route is the only one that doesn't have a sequence like that, right? Or is it... I remember like one of them not quite having a dream sequence like that. Oh, I guess that's for every route though. I mean, like, cause you get another one of those after the route split, right? Or am I going crazy? I'm going crazy. Oh, for sure. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Give me a minute. I just realized that the window is slightly off. Eto, give me one moment. How does this look? How does this look? Eto. Give me one moment. There we go. No? Okay, now it's actually fitting the frame. Whoops. That was my bad, guys. Is what it is. Peyton is about a bit of a distance away. To get there, you have to take Route 93, which Flynn tells me isn't even called that anymore. I think all routes have some sort of creepy dream sequence. Yeah, I remember them, but like, I remembered one of them being a little Josh that thumb. No, don't worry, Boar. Also, oh, hi, Boar. But no, it's fine. It's fine. It's nice. It's fine. It's fine. It's not down horrendous. Not yet. It's not quite there yet. That would make sense considering how it was impossible to find on the GPS. Anyway, to get to the city, you have to merge from the remnants of 93 onto I-40, which runs straight through the city of Peyton. About 15 minutes from Peyton, we pull over at a rest stop, which sits at the higher elevation than Echo. If you're looking in the right direction, it gives you a great view of the town. I stand outside the old, run-down restroom, a paw over my eyes as I stare out over the desert. A distant, hazy view of a group of small buildings huddled together signals where the town is. From the is it vicarious or vicarious? It's probably fine. Distance. It looks small and harmless. Hard to imagine all of the things that happen there.
All right. How do I use this thing?
I look over and see Leo fumbling with his camera, obviously worried that he was going to break it. I walk over and show him how to use it, checking the white balance and exposure myself. I wasn't too good with cameras, but the equipment manager at the university had given me a quick lesson on how to do this thing. Alright, so I want you to zoom out from Echo slowly, and while you do that, I'm going to walk in the frame, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Now Leo hoists the camera up and looks through the viewfinder, ears perked up and smiling. Alright, signal me when you're ready. I adjust the clip-on mic while Leo focuses the camera, then raises his paw, signaling that I should start. I walk into frame, keeping one paw in my pocket and using the other to gesture. I hope I don't look too awkward. I always feel like I do. Echo first began as a settlement in 1852, after James Hendricks discovered gold in a quartz deposit. The town grew quickly in size, and once it began to serve as a junction along pre-Scott Railway, it reached a peak population of 6,500 in 1877. I can numbers. I can read numbers. It was at this point in time that a particular phenomenon of mass hysteria took over. Many say the reason this occurred was due to the discovery of a body within the gold mine, and the circumstances surrounding that discovery. A body has been discovered! What was the full line? That will... After some time, a class trial will begin. Like something like that, right? While not much is known about the events, what is known is that once it ended a large portion of the population left Echo. Most of those who left settled in the nearby town of Peyton. However, the town still managed to prosper well enough into the 40s. That's when the government stepped in to shut down the mine, as it became a federal law to divert all mining resources to the war effort. The town's population sharply declined shortly thereafter, and by the 1950s, it had dwindled to approximately 2,000 people. A shutdown of the Prescott Railway in the 60s, followed by the bypass of Routes 93 by I-40 in the 1986, was the final nail in the coffin for the town. By the 90s, the population had dwindled to just 150 people. My goal, however, is to investigate the first event which led to the town's decline and possible demise. What happened in the mines almost 150 years ago? I've come to Echo to try and find out what information, if any, can be gleaned from the events of the past. I wait for a few seconds, then look at Leo. That good?
Yeah. Don't know how to stop this, though.
Here. I walk over and take the heavy camera off Leo's paws.
That was pretty good. You want to be a reporter?
Maybe. I'd rather just write than be on camera, though.
Yo, Chase!
Leo and I look up towards the car, greeted by the sight of a bright white ram's ass hanging out the back window by Leo's van. I don't really react. I mean, despite being self-conscious about his weight, Carl was pretty shameless about this stuff. I'd probably seen his naked butt more often than I'd seen Leo's, and that was saying something.
Make sure you get a shot of my... Hey!
At that moment, Flynn, who was sitting next to Carl in the back, reaches around and yanks the ram's pants back so that they hang around his knees. Even though Carl is pretty quick to pull them back up, I get a pretty good view of his equally big white balls dangling between his legs. Leo snorts, and I can see Flynn laughing his ass off while Carl punches him in the shoulder. Unfortunately for TJ, who was sitting in the middle row with Jenna, he was looking back at the time and probably got a much better view than I did. And now he's facing forward, covering his face, while Jenna sits next to him, reading a book, looking uninterested. Nearly 21, and he's still doing that, huh?
Yeah, it's a little more awkward without you three around, though.
We head back to the car, and I grab the camera bag from the passenger seat to put the camera away.
Hey, did you see my ass?
Saw more than that.
Your thing's about the horrors of Echo, right? It'll be a perfect fit. Well, if you could even fit it in on the camera.
I stash the camera bag into the footwell before hopping in. Southwest Adventures, an amusement park right in the middle of Peyton. It's decent enough that people come not just for Peyton, but cities up to 100 miles away to vacation here. Because of this, it's usually crowded, and today is no exception. Families and their kids are everywhere. It's a genuinely nice day, sunny in the 80s, and it brings a Sunday added to the crowd. I didn't mind, though. The point of this is to hang out with my friends.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm starving. Let's get some funnel cake. Jesus, Carl, we just got here. Hey, I didn't have any breakfast.
Well, whose fault's that?
You had breakfast, all right. A blunt with a side of the munchies. It's no problem. You can do that while I plan out what we're doing.
Carl ambles off, on his way to the funnel cake stand. I snag one of the park maps from the entrance, and I hand that to Leo.
All right, so, usually when the families come, here, we go clockwise and hit all the rides.
That sounds like a plan.
It's pretty crowded today, so we probably won't be able to do everything. But in this order, we'll at least be able to ride Event Horizon.
You sure? The line is always so long for that ride.
TJ looks up towards the tall, spiraling, electric red steel roller coaster. It's definitely the most recognizable landmark in the park. You could see it from almost anywhere in Peyton.
Yeah. Fastest and tallest roller coaster in the West. I think it'll be worth it.
Oh.
TJ rubs his arms with a paw, the corner of his muzzle twitching a little bit. I had forgotten about that. He used to have a pretty pronounced motor tic when it comes to his mouth. Would twitch up over and over again. It used to be a consistent thing, but it stopped once we entered middle school. I guess it hasn't completely gone away.
You're right, Tej. We can skip the big rides if you... Oh, hell. TJ, you're a fucking adult now.
No, it's fine. I'm fine. I just haven't been on a roller coaster in a while.
TJ snaps his head back towards us. He's all tensed up, and the movement looks like a rubber band being snapped.
I'm riding all the rides with you guys.
TJ walks off, his paws shoved deep into his pockets. I feel bad for him, and I want to give him an out somehow, but that's when Carl comes back with his funnel cake. It's topped with ice cream, powdered sugar, and strawberries.
Anyone want to share? Yeah. That looks real good. No. All right. I guess I'll have to eat the whole thing. Great. Now we gotta wait for Fat Ass to finish eating.
Carl pulls his face out of the cake. Even with his white fur, I can see the powdered sugar cling to his chin.
Nah, I can eat in line. We're going on Event Horizon first. The wait'll be an hour long at least.
Man, I don't like roller coasters. I would skip out. But I would still encourage TJ to go on without me, you know, since he's such a brave individual. I would just be like, nah, that's fine. I'll sit back, you all have fun. Bye-bye. I'd go eat breakfast. The line ends up being 2 hours long, and by the time we get to the actual ride, I'm dying to get into a pool of some kind. My tummy won't let me like rides. Oh, I get that. But I also just don't like... I don't like the roller coaster experience. It's just not my thing. To put it bluntly, an otter needs water. A part of the problem of living in Echo meant that we didn't have any kind of indoor pool system in our house, being as cheap as it was. We ended up having to get an outdoor swimming pool, which was a pain.
Nervous Chase.
I smirk at him. I've ridden it before, Leo. Though, your tail's kinda down. You sure you're not nervous? Come on, Leo. Let's ride the front.
I don't know.
I watch as Jenna pulls Leo towards the the line for the front, which is twice as long as all the others. I opt for the middle, and it just so happens that TJ comes with me. His tufted ears had been poking straight up the entire time, a muzzle giving an occasional twitch. I lean over to him. You know, there's an exit over there for people who change their mind. I bet you could slip out without anyone knowing. Looks like not all of us are even going to be riding the same train. TJ stares straight ahead, clutching onto the railing. I can see his sharp claws unsheathed, pressing into the metal and chip away some of the red paint.
No, I'm fine.
You sure?
Yup, perfectly.
Well, we're in the middle, which is the best place to be if you don't like roller coasters.
Yeah.
I really wanted to be able to get TJ to skip the ride, but it seems like he's pretty determined to do it for some reason. Finally, our train comes along, and I step in as two laughing and panting hyenas step out.
Oh my god! That was the most intense! Holy shit, dude, I know! I never get scared on rides, and I almost fucking peed myself.
I do a quick check of the seat to make sure there isn't actually piss before sitting down. I look up and see TJ standing on the edge of the platform, his eyes wide, one foot stuck out to get on. TJ?
I,
Hey, a bored-looking teenage fox comes by to check my lap before I stick out my paw. Hey, wait, TJ, you getting on? The fox goes from looking bored to mildly annoyed. If you're getting on, you need to get on now. We can't hold up the entire ride for you, sir. The exit's that way, where other adventures await. People around us are starting to notice. Oh no. Unfortunately, Flynn, who is lined up with Carl towards the back, is paying very close attention, grinning like he knew this was going to happen. Well, he got front row seats, didn't he? Or back row seats, I guess would be the thing.
Ah, TJ, too scared? Guess you're a pussy after all. Shut up, Flynn. Hey, Teach, when it gets real bad, just say to yourself, at least I'm not gonna die. Actually, a few people have.
Teach. I yell at him, and that seems to jar TJ out of his trance. He almost falls into the car as he stumbles into it, a fumble with his shoulder restraints before the fox attendant sighs and leans down to do it for him. I can see the red on the inside of TJ's ears as he blushes, and I feel my ears burn a little from secondhand embarrassment. And now that it's too late, I realize that we shouldn't have started with this ride. We should have started with something smaller to build up his confidence. I'm jolted back as the train moves forward.
oh gosh!
TJ's paws lash out and latched onto my arm.
Oh no, why am I doing this?
I reach over to try and move his paw from my arm and back onto the handle of his shoulder restraints. TJ, hold on to that. My arm, you're gonna...
Chase, quiet!
I pause, staring at the lynx. I'm really not used to hearing TJ yell. He's almost puffed out, to twice his size. Oh, what a lad.
I just need some quiet right now, and...
Our train begins to ascend up the first hill, and I can feel TJ's claws picking through my fur into the skin. He starts mumbling quietly to himself, his eyes closed. TJ, are you praying? He doesn't say anything, and soon we've reached the apex of the climb. I give up on trying to move his paw and sit back, a little nervous myself. I really hope TJ doesn't completely lose it. I rinsed the blood off my arm in a dirty theme park bathroom. Man, they are, like, always dirty. It's so annoying. Like, I realize it's hard to keep an amusement park bathroom clean. I realize that's difficult. I understand, but also Disney does it. So, like, come on. By the by, the bathrooms in Tokyo Disneyland, the cleanest public restrooms I've ever been in. Not gonna lie. And the seats are heated. Shit's wild. Like, the seats are heated. They have bidets. And the fucking, like, restrooms, like, fuck off. Like, what? Like, why? You know, it was winter when I went, so, like, I appreciated the heated seats. It wasn't as bad as I thought it could have been, though TJ did start crying when we hit the first inversion. He had scratched the shit out of my forearm, grabbing it with both paws once. We started the descent. Unfortunately, Flynn and Carl were still on the platform when we rolled back into the boarding station. Flynn looked ready to lay into TJ again, but when he saw the tears, he had the decency to hold back. I helped the shaking lynx out of the car, and somehow we managed to stumble into the bathroom, where he quickly hid in a stall. I should have forced him out at the exit. He had always had anxiety problems, though I think we all believed it was a childhood thing that he had gotten over. I don't know if he still taking medication. Oh, here, I can never tell how loud I should have the, like, game audio. I don't know. Oh, hey, it's the game theme. Right? I think this is like the game's, like, main theme. Hey, TJ.
Yeah?
We should probably get back. Leo texted me that they're all waiting by the ride.
Yeah, I'll be out in a sec.
The cheerfulness in his voice is forced. I ignore the weird looks I'm getting from the other people in the bathroom and instead inspect my arm. These scratches are pretty superficial. And so the bleeding had stopped. No one would notice it under the thick fur. Excuse me. Even if it's tender as hell. I hear the stall door open behind me, and through the mirror I see TJ come out. He sees me looking over my arm, and his face crumples up again.
Chase, I'm sorry. Is it bad?
Was playing this again heavily influenced by the smoke room? Bring back that urge? No, actually, it isn't. That was not the reason. Like, around, like, the first week of June in 2021 was when I first read Echo. And so it's like, oh, it's been 2 years. Like, it's been 2 years for me. Like, you know, I kind of want to, since the first time. So I kind of wanted to read it as kind of like a, you know, a little anniversary for myself. And yeah, selfishly so. And to also have like a reading of Echo on this channel. So, you know, it is what it is. There were just a lot of things that made me go like, oh, I want to do this. I really don't want him to start crying again. TJ cried a lot when he was a kid, almost every day, and even at 19, it seemed like he's still pretty wow, I can't read this word right now. That's fine. It's fine. See, it's fine. It's fine. God, Chase is just like me for real. It doesn't even hurt.
Well, that's good.
We stand there awkwardly for a few seconds. Then I air out my shirt, which was starting to stick to my sweaty body. Oh, listen, it's honestly getting way too hot for me to wait in line all day. I think I'd rather just sit down and watch some shows or something. No, it's fine.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you want to do that with me? TJ's ears come up a little, and he clutches his paws together. The fidgeting subsides a bit.
Yeah, Chase. I think that'd be fun.
I can tell he's at least a little relieved. No, go on the dark rides! Those are the best parts of going to a theme park. Those are my favorite. Like, I can't do roller coasters. I think most sit-down shows are kind of boring. But boy, do I love dark rides. They're the coolest. We both head out back towards the ride, and I spot the 4 of them waiting by the exit. I furrow my brow as I spot Carl crouched on the ground, Jenna kneeling next to him and rubbing his back. Hey, everything all right? Jenna looks up, a sympathetic smile on her face. Carl's not feeling too good. You want to sit down on a bench or something?
If I move, I'm gonna... That's what you get for stuffing your face right before the ride.
You think they sell ginger pills here? Or ginger ale, at least?
A joint would be nice.
There are some vendors over there. I'll go check.
I'm actually kind of glad everyone's preoccupied with Carl right now. It takes some of the heat off of TJ.
Let's move to the bench. It'll be better if you're sitting down.
Slowly, Jenna and Leo lift Carl up, and now I can see from his face that he really is ill. To the average person, our little outing might already seem like a disaster, but this is perfectly typical for us. And nothing ever went exactly as planned. We sit Carl down at a bench, and he bends over, his face in his hands as he moans softly. TJ comes back with a medium-sized cup in his paw. He sits next to Carl.
No ginger ale, but they did have some lime soda.
Carl takes it and sips a bit of it before sitting back on bletching.
Oh, fuck it. Oh, I'm done, guys. What? You're gonna call it a day. Sit there.
Actually, me and Chase are going to see some shows. You want to come with us?
Ugh. Guys, we were doing this to hang out with each other, remember? Leave him. We're wasting time.
Flynn turns and walks off, his hands shoved in his pockets, hunched like a stone gargoyle. Oh, I haven't caught up with gargoyles recently. Ah, never mind. He definitely looks the part, being a lizard. Damn, that was probably a bit speciesist. Well, we all have our phones. Text us, alright? Sure. Jenna turns and follows Flynn, but Leo hesitates a moment. He looks at me before eventually turning to follow Flynn and Jenna. 5 minutes later, Carl's stomach settles to the point where he's able to get up and walk. At this point, I'm completely wiped out, and I just want to sit down. I point out the first stage we see, and they agree. Oh, that looks a little bit loud on the levels. Here, we'll turn that down a little bit. We'll turn that down just a little bit. I sigh, grateful when I sit down.
You look tired as shit.
I crack an eye open to see Carl giving me a sidelong glance. I don't sleep very well in motel beds.
I actually woke up around 2. You were gone.
Excuse me? I forgot about that line. You were just gone? TJ looks up at me, too, and I feel my gut clench for a second. Yeah, I tried to go for a walk down the street. Hoped it would help me get tired. Huh. Oh, he noticed. It's gone now? It's fine.
Well, if that happens again, you can just walk over to my house. I'm up until, 3 every night.
Wow, why? Carl shrugs, leaning back and sticking his hooves up against the chair in front of him, easily, earning him a dirty glance from its occupier.
Games, mostly. Sometimes I read.
And Carl rubs his chin, opening his muzzle, closing it, then opening it again.
It would be pretty cool if you spent the night one of these days. That house can be creepy as hell when you're the only one in it.
You're alone?
Yeah, parents are on vacationing in the regal paradise, having a bloody good time, they tell me.
Carl tries to put on an accent, but doesn't do a very good job of it. Oh, did you want to go with them? Carl blows a raspberry, laughing.
Not really. Mom told me right away that weed isn't legal there either, so I took that as them not wanting me to come along.
Oh.
They did say that the chocolate there is real, whatever that means, and that they'd bring me some. I guess I'm not enough of a fat ass yet.
Come on, Carl.
But dude, I'm getting there. Soon, all I'll have to do is stand in front of the mirror, block out my face, and jerk it to my moves.
I make a dumb snort, a croaking sound, and I can feel TJ looking at the two of us disapprovingly.
Not the hardest thing to do when you're high.
Wait, you've actually done it? Carl shrugs, smirking at me. I reach out and grab his chest. From what I can tell, there are a pretty firm set of pecs under there. Carl puts a mock horrified look on his face.
Sexual assault! He touched my breast!
Oh, whatever, Carl. You're harder than mine. Oh, he's hard, all right.
So now we're teenage girls in a locker room comparing racks.
Hey, you're the one that brought up tits.
You know what? I can see it, yeah. You're the hot, preppy one everyone likes. I'm the big, fat chick you're all nice to, but call Big Thunder Mountain behind her back. And TJ
hasn't been paying attention, distracted with watching some dancers come on stage. He looks innocently at us.
Huh?
You're the cute, naive Caucasian chick that only takes it up the butts, so as to stay a virgin.
What?
Let me feel your boobs. I want to compare.
What in the world are you? No!
Small but perky.
After a few seconds of tussling and Carl getting smacked in the nose by TJ, somebody shushes us from behind and we're forced into silence. The show starts off with a bunch of mice having a weird sort of hoedown. TJ's really into it and actually starts clapping along. I smile. TJ could definitely be kinda cute sometimes. Carl just rubs his nose and leans back, watching with a smirk, as if the whole thing is a joke to him. At this point, my eyelids were feeling really heavy. At most, I'd gotten maybe 4 hours of sleep last night.
That's what I normally get.
I think about leaning my head back, but the backs of the seat are pretty low, and I just end up with my head hanging over the back. Leaning forward would just be impossible. I could lean on one of my friends. I don't think they'd mind. Okay, everyone. What are we picking? What are we picking, everyone? I'm letting you all decide. Do we lean on Carl? Do we lean on TJ? This decision does not matter to me. So what are we doing? Leo, I wish. God, I wish. Whatever your heart wants, I don't care about either of these two. Neither of them are Leo. Hello, Jax. What is this emoji? What is this? What? Is that a sheep? Is that a ram? Is that a sheep? I can't tell. Is that two for Carl? Are we gonna lean on Carl? I see. I guess we're leaning on Carl today. Carl is definitely the better choice. Bigger and probably softer. He'd make a nice pillow. Carl, I'm gonna use you as a bed.
Uh-huh.
I put my head on his shoulder and close my eyes, feeling the soft, plush, sleeveless hoodie. Sleeveless. But there are short sleeves. It's not sleeveless. There are just short sleeves. Huh. Odd. And his bulk under my cheek. Weirdly enough, he was pretty damn sturdy. I had expected him to feel like a pillow puff.
Damn, Chase. You that tired?
Uh-huh.
Well, alright then.
I feel him shift. Suddenly, he's putting an arm across the back of the bench, giving me more support. The gesture makes me feel a little warm. I can feel TJ's eyes on us, but I ignore him, enjoying the position of intimacy. The sounds of the clapping and fidgeting starts to drift away as the lack of sleep takes its toll. Oh. I feel alone. I feel along the rough edges of rock and dirt. The only thing I can hear is the shower of debris dragon. Yes. I'm knocking to the ground. The air is stale, and I have the vague feeling that I'm suffocating. I keep going. I'm gonna reach the end eventually. Just have to keep moving. I can tell that I'm going down deeper and deeper. The space around me is growing smaller and smaller, and soon, I'm hunching so that my head doesn't scrape the ceiling. I can hear footsteps, not quite in synchrony with my own. This is one of the scariest songs in Akko. I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. There aren't any kind of footsteps that I've heard before, though. I don't know. A song that, like, puts the fear of God in me a little bit is, like, what is it? Sunrise Without You? That one makes me the scared a little bit. This one's pretty good, though. It's like a clock tower song. I stop and listen. There's definitely the sound of footsteps, but not like they're walking. It's like they're stomping down on the ground, making as much noise as possible. This is accompanied by by a slapping sound, as if someone is smacking their paw on the ground as well. I imagine a canine toddler still insisting on walking on all fours while throwing a tantrum. It's heavy, though, like an adult is doing it. That image makes the nape of my neck prickle, but I'm not scared. What? FNAF Ambience. I've never played a FNAF game. I don't really know what they are, other than like reboots. It's not long after I've stopped that the noise stops as well. The 10 feet behind me. Just 10 feet behind me, I turn, watching the darkness. I knew you'd come back. They always do. My voice sounds clogged, muted, like the rocky walls are just sucking up the sound instead of bouncing them down the tunnel. The stomping starts up again, loudly, coming towards me at full speed. Now I can hear sobbing, sniffling, and a strange guttural grunting. It's just feet away. You're only moving in circles. It veers away just as the words leave my mouth, going back the way it came. I stand there a while, listening until I can't hear it anymore. I turn and continue on, feeling the walls again as I make my way lower and lower. The smell hits me right on my paws. Hit it, slick and slippery. Blood coats the walls my paws run along like thick oil. It's warm and fresh, and now I know I'm getting close. A voice abruptly echoes down the tunnel. It's not far away at all. I knew you'd come back. They always do. I make my way closer and closer, and now, fear pricks my heart. They always do. I hear muffled screams now, as if someone is yelling with their mouths closed. Is that font different from before? Is that like font style new to this version of the game? Like the 1.0 version? I remember that font being different before, but maybe that's just me? It's been a while since I've looked at the game. I hear muffled screams now, as if someone is yelling with their mouths closed. And now the fur is standing up all over my body, but my feet won't stop. I keep going. I'm getting closer and closer. You're only moving in circles. I'm here. It's right here in front of me, and now I'm reaching out to it, or reaching out to touch it. I can't stop. I can't stop. Well, there we are. We're just back. I jump, my head jerked up, and my eyes snap open, looking around wildly. It's like I just came up from being underwater too long.
Shit!
Hello?
TJ and Carl both jump shortly after I do. I look back and forth as they stare wide-eyed back at me. It takes me a second to realize I'm still at Southwest Adventures, at the stage, watching shows.
Jesus shit, you son of a bitch. Dude, you alright?
Carl? I lean forward and rub my face and my paws, trying to stop shaking. I'm fine. Just a really bad dream. I feel a small paw on my back as TJ rubs it.
What about?
I'm not really sure. Just in a really dark place, and some things were in there.
Huh, that does sound pretty creepy. Oh, what kind of things?
I think for a minute. The weird crawling thing, screaming thing. I pull my head up, looking towards the stage, which is empty right now. It doesn't matter. It was just a dream. Hey, what happened to the show? Carl chuckles next to me, leaning back again.
You missed it, dude. We've seen like 3 shows.
Yeah, they've had a segment with otters doing water tricks. We thought about waking you up for it, but you were in a real deep sleep.
That's too bad. I always love seeing my people laughed at for the swimming clowns that we are. How long's it been? Carl checks his phone, which he already has out.
Been about 3 hours. Could probably get some lunch now.
I could not imagine sleeping for 3 hours at an amusement park. Like, I hope they don't have to pay to be here. They definitely have to pay to be here. But, like, sleeping for 3 hours... Imagine sleeping for 3 hours at, like, a big, like, amusement park. I know that this is just, like, a state amusement park, essentially. But, like, fuck. That's 3 hours gone. Like, fuck. Damn, I've been out for a while. I'm surprised I hadn't at least woken up for a few times, considering the uncomfortable position I had been in.
I guess you feel better then.
Yeah, I've been feeling better for the past 2 hours, and now I'm hungry.
It's already 2 p.m. and I've composed myself for the most part. So I take out my phone to text Leo. Of course we text Leo. We love Leo. We only want to talk to Leo. Hand! We're kind of hungry. We should meet back up. He gets back to me pretty quick.
Okay, almost done with ride anyway. Meet at food cart.
Court? Not cart? Court? Food court? Okay. Imagine being Carl and not moving around for 3 hours. Oh my god, you right though. Oh damn. We meet Flynn at a table in the food court where he's already bought pizza. Carl immediately sits down and pries open the box, taking out a few slices.
Ugh, of course. You guys have fun. It was alright. Watched a few shows about our state's specious history. Chase took a nap.
Flynn eyes TJ, who doesn't say anything as he sits to take out his own slice of pizza, a bit more daintily than Carl did.
Feeling better, Tej.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Kind of forgot that he actually asks that. Flynn's a kind of cool guy. It's weird.
He even uses, like, the nickname. It's kind of cute.
TJ nibbles on the slice of cheese pizza.
Yeah, well, the pizza here is a hell of a lot scarier than any of the rides, so you're braver than I am.
Where's Leo and Jenna? Flynn rolls his eyes and nods towards a row of carnival games to the right of the food court.
Fighting. They've been playing those games for a fucking half an hour already.
I'm not surprised. I grab my own slice of pizza and a napkin and take my way over there. Make my way over there? Keeping with the theme of the Old West, the carnival section of the park is decked out Oh god, excuse me. With fake saloons and brothels. I spot them pretty quick. Leo's holding a pink unicorn and Jenna's carrying a green dragon. They seem to be in pretty good spirits, though Leo's grin is a little tight. It looks like a pretty successful haul, you guys. Hey, Chase. Jenna's grinning, looking a little smug as well. You guys finished? We're eating now. Leo shifts the giant unicorn around.
Yeah, pretty much done, I think.
Damn, Leo. You must have won something pretty hard to get that. Yeah, that was me. I look over at the green dragon Jenna's holding. But what about that? Yeah, I won this too. Oh, well, I'm sure you've won a couple.
Actually.
Yeah, I've beat him at every game.
Yeah, well, you're visiting. I want your memories of this vacation to be good. Obviously, it's getting to your head, though.
Oh, please. Chase, you should have seen his face. Sour grapes the whole time. Oh, really? I would usually stay out of stuff like this. Leo always gets a little carried away when it comes to competition, especially when I was around, but it was kind of funny seeing him act this way.
Well, let's just go eat.
Wait, there's a high striker. Oh, why don't we show Chase who's stronger, huh? Leo contemplates that for a second, but seems pretty confident about this one. He's literally about twice the size of Jenna.
I don't know if that's very fair of you, Jenna. I mean...
He lets that sit, and honestly, I have to agree. Jenna, though, gets a little fox gleam in her eyes that I know meant she thought she knew something we didn't. Afraid I'm going to woo your ex. That's so rude. That's so rude, Jenna. Wow, Jenna's going all out. My muzzle flashes under the fur, but that only seems to decide things for Leo. A confident smile replaces that sheepish one from before.
Oh yeah.
He flexes his shoulders and sticks out the stuffed unicorn to me. I stuff the last of the crust into my mouth and reach out to take it. Jenna does the same, and now I'm hugging two massive stuffed animals by my side, tripling my girth.
All right, let's do this.
Oh, right. Yeah, this lad now has, like, a portrait. Odd. Was this the portrait everyone was clamoring for? Like, yes, I want the carny that has one scene. He needs a portrait. And you know what? I kind of agree. He's pretty cute. Not gonna lie. I kind of like it. Makes me feel nostalgic for theme parks, which usually they're a terrible time. I like going to theme parks despite not ever going on roller coasters. Usually I just do like everything else at a park. But I like them. I also like walking around them. They're so much fun.
Step right up. Test your strength. $3, 3 tries. Ring the bell and win a prize.
I'd like to try.
Ha! We have a taker. A big, strong wolfer like you would have no problem at all. $3, please.
Leo hands over the money, and the carny hands him a mallet. Leo points it at me with a grin.
This one's for you, Chula.
My heart skips a beat. He hasn't called me that in a while. But I decide to play along. Don't disappoint me, Leo. I really want that stuffed griffin. I point to the griffin on the carny's long shelf of toys.
Sure thing.
Leo spreads his legs and squats his shoulders before raising the hammer and brings it down hard onto the rubber-looking pad. It's a pretty hard hit, but the chaser only raises up to the 40 mark.
Oh,
Almost, Sir Wolf. Try again.
Leo's brow furrows, and now I'm not sure this was a good idea. He raises the mallet again and grunts as he brings it down even harder, causing the contraption to shake a little. This time, the chaser shoots up to 30 mark. Leo spreads his legs. Yeah, for me. Leo spreads his legs for me.
Even better this time. Put your back into it.
I hear Leo growling a little as he raises the mallet a final time and brings it down with a snarl, all the muscles in his arms standing out. I'm pretty sure I feel the ground shake this time, as the impact causes more than a few heads to turn. This time, the chaser goes up to the 60 mark. Leo gapes at the game.
So close! $3 more will get you 3 more tries. Would you like to try again?
Nope. My turn. Jenna already has her money ready and hands it to the carny.
Oh, a little battle between the sexes, eh? Well, step right up, my fair fox maiden. How will you fare against the big bad wolf?
Leo reluctantly raises the mallet to... hands the mallet to Jenna.
All right, beat 70.
Jenna points the mallet at me, winking. Don't worry, Chase. I'll get that griffin for you. Leo snorts loudly, folding his arms and looking pretty annoyed.
Good luck. I was hitting that thing as...
Before he can finish, Jenna raises the mallet into the air and puts it into a graceful swing. It's as if she was chopping wood as she brings it down onto the rubber pad. It lands precisely and cleanly, in a sharp contrast with Leo's sloppy hit. I stare, Leo stares, the carny stares. Jenna simply raises her paw into the air. Yay. A few onlookers around us laugh and cheer.
Oh my! The fair fox has won! Come over and pick your prize.
He glances at Leo.
Sorry, buddy.
The feline shoots a sympathetic, but also amused smile Leo's way before turning to the onlookers.
See that? A female fox half the size of this male wolf has rung the bell! Could one of you be next?
Leo looks mortified, but quickly changes his expression to a sheepish grin. He doesn't seem to want to look at me.
Good job, Jenna.
Jenna bounds back to us, carrying the big stuffed griffin. Give those ones to Leo, so I can give you this one. I hand off the stuffed toys to Leo, who grumbles a bit as he takes them.
Damn thing's rigged.
Jenna hands me the griffin. Thanks, Jenna. That was really... She leans over and pecks me on the cheek. I see Leo's eyes widen as she does it, his ears standing straight up. Aw, it was nothing. Leo stands there for a few seconds, working his jaw.
Awesome.
He turns away and leaves, his arm still wrapping around the giant stuffed toys. No, he's like a little Angie. Come on, Leo. At least let me be the actual drama. Jenna starts laughing. Jenna! Oh, hush, she'll get over it. He's just so damn fun to tease. I have to agree, but when I'm being used to do the teasing, he's still really sensitive about the whole thing. You guys talked it over, didn't you? Anyway, aren't you gay? I take a deep breath. Yes. Yeah. See, he's got nothing to worry about. I'm not in the mood to go in depth about my sexuality. Saying anything else confuses people. I sigh and rub my eyes with a paw. Still a little red, still a little tired. Hey, Don't tell Leo that I worked at the state fair every year. Wasn't planning on it. The rest of the day is pretty relaxing. We ride a few of the more mellow rides. Leo seemed to cheer up when I volunteered to sit next to him on the Ferris wheel. TJ even built up his courage to the point where he rode the swinging ship. No, that's one. No. I'm not gonna do that one. I look at the swinging ship, and that gives me more anxiety than, like, any roller coaster. I don't know. Not my thing. Not at all. Flynn and Carl rode the slingshot ride together, and with the video feed from the ground, I think it's the first time I've ever seen Flynn scared. Carl did end up barfing after that one. By about 6 p.m., everyone's tired enough that we agree to head back. I'm still exhausted as I sleep for the half hour it takes to get back to the motel. When we get back, I notice how good the sun looks right now. With a sigh, I remind myself that I'm here to actually get a project done, and not to play around. So as everyone sits in the motel, I let them know that I'm about to shoot some B-roll, gather up my equipment, and head out into the heat. Dragging it outside, I set it up, sweating even under the evening light. Even this late into the day, the heat was pissing me off. For some reason, it's a lot cooler in Pueblo. My mind drifts just back to the many days of summer under the blazing sun, the temperature rarely dipping below 800. I'm amazed poor TJ never had a heat stroke. When I put my eyes to the viewfinder, I'm a bit disappointed at how broken down the town looks, even with the amazing backdrop. What a dump. I'll say. It's then that I hear footsteps and talking behind me. I pause my recording and turn around.
How's the filming?
It's alright. Kinda ran out of sun, but it's okay. Echo looks like crap, no matter what kind of light you shoot it in. Do you need us to keep quiet? Nah, I'm just shooting B-roll. Was about to come back in anyway.
Let's stay out here for a minute. Carl and Flynn are getting a bit loud. Besides, I want to talk to you two.
He wraps an arm around Jenna and reaches out the other to pull me in, and so we're both flanking him. I feel my shoulders press into the warm bulk of his side and chest. Oh, that'd be cute. He's always been taller than me, my eyes barely coming up to his chin, but now it seems like he was almost twice as wide. He's definitely put on more muscle since I last saw him. While he was always pretty muscular, he's been more on the lean side, and now his chest and biceps pulled his shirt tight. Do I draw him a little too chunky? What do you think, guys? Like, I don't know. I see. Look, they say he's muscular, and I believe that, but like, I see that gut poking out. I see that tummy. You know, but like it like folds over the belt slightly in a good way. It's real cute. It's real cute. You need to make his tits a little bigger. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I think I draw that big enough. But maybe I can draw them bigger. I don't know. I'll consider. It felt nice, though. Like something very sturdy wrapped in velvet. I suppose it was a mixture of adding on both muscle and fat. Little Pudge, big arms, look. It's not that bad. I'm not that easy. Okay. I'm at least happy to see he's gotten over his little defeat to Jenna. Look at Nick, don't call me out like this. Don't call me out like this. I just think arms look nice. I think like thick, big arms, nice shoulders. This is why tank tops are the best. This is why tank tops are actually just the best. They show off the goods in a nice way. You know what I mean?
Look at us, the OG crew.
Leo's strong voice vibrates from his body into mine. The effect is tranquilizing, and I feel myself relax. Together again. The only thing I miss about this town. Leo is referring to the fact that he, Jenna, and I were the original 3 in our group of 6 to become friends. Later, we added Carl, TJ, then Carl, and finally Flynn and Sydney. Leo had really been the one to unite us all. I remember when you first got here, everyone was afraid of you.
I remember when I first got here, and I found a bunch of gringos who wouldn't even talk to each other.
We all went to the same school in Peyton and had our different friends there. Had. When Leo moved in, he thought it was strange that the kids in Echo didn't hang out together. As I entered middle school and high school, I cycled through a ton of different friends, but the ones in Echo always stayed the same.
Remember when we always would have sleepovers at Chase's place?
Of course, I'd kick your ass at Claws of Fury all the time. I remember I used to think you guys were only friends with me for my video games. Many times I'd fallen asleep to the flickering of the old CRT television set, watching the outlines of Jenna and Leo twist side to side as they played. I would wake up hours later only to find them still playing. It was weird. Jenna and Leo get along really well, but there is a bit of a competitive streak between the two. Actually, it's one of the few things that gets Leo genuinely angry. I think he even broke one of my controllers once, and you'll find out he put a fist in his wall later, right? That'll be fun.
How long has it been since we first met?
Well, when did you move in?
I think it was in 2000.
So take 2015 and subtract 2000. What does that get you, Leo? The year 2000 is when I moved to America. Leo looks sideways at me and smirks. There's a flash of a white canine, and it appears from under his lip for a moment.
You think yourself a real hotshot now? That you're in college, huh?
I smirk back, though I know my canines aren't as impressive. Pretty much, yeah.
Well, you'll always be those little brats to me.
I feel Leo's wagging tail swat me in the butt. I'm not really sure how I feel about that.
Speaking of which, how are you two getting along there?
Jenna looks at me around Leo's broad chest. He's got a broad chest. She has to, lean forward to look past it. Oh. Imagine lying in bed with him and just lay on his chest a bit. It'd be cute. It'd be cute! Yeah, sort of. Yeah, we haven't had many chances to hang out.
Why not?
Well, it's a college. It's also a pretty large university. Down bad? Stop it. It's normal. It's normal, I say. I don't even think we've ever seen each other in passing. Yeah, things are different. But Jenna, we should do something together soon, before you graduate. Definitely. Leo still looks a little disappointed that me and Jenna aren't keeping up at university, but I don't know why. She had her friends, I had mine, and we did talk sometimes. And Jenna nudges into Leo, causing us all to sway. And speaking of that, when are you going back to Mesa? Mesa is the community college in Peyton. Leo went there for a few semesters before taking a break. Imagine peeling off Leo's shirt after a long day of hard work. I mean, it'd be nice. And by break, I mean he quit.
We'll see. I'll have to talk to my parents. I'm just starting to get really busy.
Why don't they hire more people? You know, you would have graduated by now. You would have had your master's by now. Leo sighs.
It's about community in the family business. Committing to the family business. Not the help he needs.
Jenna rolls her eyes, blowing out some air and ruffling the tuft of fur on her head. Wolves and their families. You should try thinking and speaking for yourself sometimes. If I hadn't done that, I'd still be stuck in that crack house. Crank house? Crank house. Jenna flicks her head vaguely in the direction of where she used to live. Jenna is the only one aside from Carl who has family still living in Echo. I wonder if she's going to visit them, even though I'm pretty sure I already know the answer to that. We could visit her brother, you know, hang out with Jeremy. He's a cutie. I see Leo straighten his arms around her shoulder, but she goes on without missing a beat. And you can start with our otter here. I look up, caught unawares.
What? Jenna.
I'm serious. Jenna puts her paws in Leo's face, cutting him off. I am not going to spend this entire week with you asking me when or how you should do it. Let's rip off the Band-Aid now, Chase.
Jenna.
There's a warning tone in Leo's voice as he pins back his ears and drops his arms from our shoulders. I already know what's happening. It's been a long time coming. I take a step back and fold my arms, looking to the side. Chase, Leo has some things to say to you. And yes, it's about that. Now, I'm going to head back in and make sure Carl isn't lit up in the bathroom.
Jenna.
His tone changes in exasperation as Jenna turns on her heels and leaves. Was Jeremy also abusive or just her parents? I don't remember. All I know is that Jeremy's a cutie. Judging by the curl in her tail, I can tell that she's pretty satisfied with what she's just done. I return my attention to the road. I couldn't really bring myself to look at him right now. We both stand there for a minute, 3 feet apart. I hear Leo scuff the ground with his feet. But yes, and then sniff as dust rises from the ground. I hear him draw in a breath a few times, as if he's going to say something, but ends up blowing it out with a sigh. We were never good at this. Probably why it ended up failing like it did. Leo?
I'm sorry, Chase.
For what? Oh. Alright. Good song. Good title menu. Good. I like this one. I like this one a lot. Born, hello. That thumbnail? Stop, it's not that bad. It's fine. The thumbnail's fine. Oh. It's good.
I'm not talking to you about this when I should have. It's talking to Jenna about it when I should have been talking to you.
He reaches out and sets a paw on my shoulder, the silver anchor on his wrist glinting just a bit in the fading light. He's smiling at me, but I grit my teeth. Why are you still wearing that? Why not, Chase? It's nice, you know? It feels nice. His eyes flick from the bracelet, then back to my face, expression turning defensive.
Why aren't you still wearing yours? Don't you remember what we said?
I sigh, looking at the scattering of the clouds behind Leo's head. They're tinged a soft pink from the fading sun. The sunset is almost the same color as Leo's fur. Leo, We were teenagers.
That's not an answer.
He cuts me off, and I look back at him.
I told you. They weren't love bracelets. They weren't just about our relationship. They were about everything. Our friends, family, memories.
Echo. I raise my voice above his, cutting him off this time. They were about Echo, Leo. We stand there a while, and Leo's looking closely at me expectantly, his ears tipped forward. His eyes pierce me like amber shards. It was always hard to look at him in the eyes during our arguments. Oh, look at him. Look at him, he looks so good. He doesn't have like a belly here. But yeah, he looks more fit in this CG. But that's okay, he's still super cute. Look at him. He's a little distressed. Aww. He just looks good, guys. He just looks good. What do I have to say? Alright, fine. I fucking hate this place. Everything about it. It's the most miserable goddamn place I've ever been.
How many places have you ever been?
Enough to know that it's miserable. Most everyone here is old, obese, on welfare. Half of them are probably on meth. Leo pulls in a deep breath and blows it over my head. I can smell the bell pepper on his breath. Okay, it's been like 24 hours. I understand. It's a little weird. That probably means like he probably hasn't brushed his teeth then. That's a Leo thing. You know, we'd have to talk about that. That's definitely something we would have to work on, you know. You know, every night, every morning, do some flossing. We'd floss together, you know what I mean. Like it was just the noob season. yeah, it probably seems like it was supposed to be the same day, but it is what it is. V-neck plus cargo shorts? Okay. V-necks are weird, but there's nothing wrong with cargo shorts. There's utility to them. Like, I like the utility. I love that their colors, that their shirts match. I think that's really cute. That, like, their shirts are reversed from one another. That's, like, the cutest thing. I would love to do that with Leo. I think that would be cute. I actually have a shirt that's that color for Chase with the blue collar. It's not a V-neck, though. It's a normal, like, just circular collar.
No one likes it here, Chase.
I mean, it was an anchor. I'm half laughing. Oh my god, Josh, do a Chunter cosplay. Stop! I mean, he is just like me, for real. But stop! Just look at it, just looking at it made me feel like I was still tied to this town. I don't need it reminding me of all of that awful stuff. I know it was supposed to symbolize our being each other's rocks, or whatever. But it stands for a lot more than that.
But a lot of good things, happen here too. No one should forget where they came from.
Sometimes I wish I could. At this point, Leo's deflated a bit, going into a slouch, his ears lowered.
Wait, you said was. You didn't get rid...
No. I still have it. It's just in a drawer in my dorm room. Honestly, if it was anything else, like one of those infinity bracelets we saw, I wouldn't have trouble wearing it.
Well, fuck! Why didn't you say anything when we were buying them?
I didn't know it was going to be a problem. Leo takes in a deep breath again, before blowing it out, puffing out his cheeks this time.
Otter.
He puts a paw in his eyes, and holds it there for a few seconds. It's a pose I'm pretty familiar with. Even though I haven't seen it in a few years, I'm hit with a wave of with memories, mostly of me frustrating or embarrassing Leo somehow. We decided on the anchors, mostly because they looked pretty. Leo had referenced some wolf metaphor about roots and how we're always drawn back to them. Also, some bullshit about how otters were great sailors, but really it was just the aesthetic. For some reason over the years, I had begun to associate the anchor with being stuck in Echo. It was when I started connecting the anchor to Sydney that I'd taken it off. It was too much.
Anyway,
Leo brings me back to the present, and I focus back on him.
what I was trying to say was that I'm still not okay with how you left.
Leo, I said I was sorry, and I still am.
Or how you stopped talking to me for a while.
Okay, I was a kid. That was 3 years ago, Chase. That's not that long ago. I thought I had a good tactic. Like Jenna said, rip off the Band-Aid, you know. We did start talking again.
It was more like you punched me in the gut, then kicked me in the balls. The problem was that you didn't even give me a chance to say anything, or at least tell me why before you broke it off.
I stay silent for a while. They finally look up, setting my jaw. Like I said, I was young and dumb. I didn't know how to handle it. I can keep apologizing, or we can move on and make the most of this. We only have 1 week, and I want to have fun. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Leo looks to the side, paws on hips, as if contemplating, then look back at me with a smile.
Alright, fine. But don't think you're off the hook. I still want to talk soon.
Soon. Just not right now. I stand there awkwardly for a few moments. Then, because it feels appropriate, I step in to give him a hug. Just give him a hug. Hug him more often. He deserves it. He takes it willingly, and he's warm and strong. For a moment, I wonder why the hell I dumped this guy. But really, though... Jason! You can fix him, he doesn't need fixing. He doesn't need fixing. Leo is perfect the way that he is. He's beautiful. That's fine. Just then, someone lays on their horn as they drive past us, pulling me out of my reverie.
Fags!
I lean back as I watch the car speed down the empty road. Leo keeps holding me, though, and he just chuckles.
Echo hasn't changed much, has it?
No, it hasn't. As we're saying our goodbyes, I remind Leo about the shots I need to take at the lake. He says he'll talk to the other two about it after they leave. We all say our goodbyes before Leo, Carl, and Flynn take off. He needs fixing as much as Jenna needs fixing. I mean, Jenna's a girl boss with lots of issues, and I don't want to touch that. I should never give women advice. That's just not going to happen. Leo, he's perfect, though. Leo's so... you know what? We'll tough it out together. And, you know, issues will just iron themselves out, you know. Nothing actually needs fixing. We'll just be together, and it'll be cute. It'll be good. TJ takes his usual hour getting ready for bed, while Jenna does some schoolwork. By the time I'm finished brushing my teeth, I'm grateful to see them both in bed. I get under the covers next to TJ and lay there for about an hour, staring at the ceiling. Slowly, I slide out from under the covers, careful not to wake TJ. Quietly, I slip on my jeans and grab my jacket before heading out the door. We don't know what Chase looks like in a jacket, do we? Interesting. Right! It goes straight to a flashback. Right. Forgot. Toby builds a small sandcastle next to the lake, in the process of digging a moat around it. Jenna drops a few twigs next to it before running off to find some decorations. Flynn is talking to Sydney, pointing at Toby's sandcastle. Sydney looks hesitant, but excited. He seems to make up his mind, suddenly running forward and kicking the top of the tallest castle. It breaks easily, with most of it flying into Toby's face. Toby flinches back, shocked before immediately crying as he rubs his eyes. Jenna comes running from across the beach, yelling for shoving at Sydney, who's laughing. She turns to Toby, trying to help him clean his face, but the lynx pushes her away, before running towards the trail back to Echo. Just a small glimpse, just a small glimpse at, their childhood. It's good. Okay. A Yeehaw River feeds Emma Lake from the north. Okay. It's a farther drive than the lake itself, but it does have a few nice clearings along its edge. One of them has a few branches and a rusted to hell public grill that I'm sure no one has used in decades. Yeehaw, everyone. Howdy. This is the place that we go. As we unloaded Leo's van, I decide to get the B-roll of the lake right away. I always forget that, Leo just has a van. He's a soccer mom. It's kind of funny. Oh, right, he does kind of be a soccer mom in his route, right? Because you have the one day that he drives you, Kadzu, and TJ, and plays soccer, right? He do the thing. As we're doing the thing, yeah. It won't have much of a presence in the packet, so I think I'm just gonna narrate over it later. The actual lake is only a few minutes walk from here. It's a bit difficult navigating around the sagebrush full of ticks, and I know I'm gonna have to check for ticks later. By the time I reach the lake, my friends are pretty far behind me, hidden behind a few bends and hills. I'm getting uncomfortable with the idea of me holding the camera while I navigate this terrain. Stap? What do you mean stap? The ticks? It's fine. Ticks aren't as much of a problem, where I currently live. It's nice. Anytime I visited my grandparents, it was a nightmare. It was an actual nightmare. Because you would, see ticks, everywhere. It was insane. It was, one of those things where, you would... Because it was, my grandparents lived in rural Minnesota. And I mean, farmland Minnesota, right? And I just remember there was a tree stump once that we found at on the property, and it was covered in ticks. It was just kind of one of it was almost like ants, but it was ticks, and it's just one of those things okay, anytime we entered the house, we had to check for ticks. like on our bodies. Like that was a normal thing that we had to do when we visited, of just like, oh, go to the bathroom, like take off your shirt and like pants and stuff, check for ticks, take shower. Like it was just kind of a normal thing. Like even like in the mornings, like even when you just didn't like in the mornings we would check, you know, because you know they could crawl on you while you're sleeping. Like and you just have to check in the morning. Did you get any? I mean, like, yeah, I would find them, and it was like, okay, cool. You go to the bathroom, you take them off, you decapitate them. Like, you know how it is. Like, once you know how to get them off, that it's not a problem. Like, cause you just, you dab them with, dish soap, actually. Like you just you squirt dish soap on top of them, and they will release. They will like if they have tried to bite into you, that they will release when you put dish soap on them because it's a substance that they can't breathe. So they'll actually let go, and you can just wipe them off. So it's a pretty simple process. And, you know, you just have to check often enough to where, like, you know, you don't get, like, an infection of how long they've been on you, right? So it's just kind of one of those things that you just have to live with over there. It probably would have been better if Leo had just parked the car next to the reservoir while I got out to film, but I guess even that still wasn't okay. The suffocate ants. Amazing. Amazing. There's a large square of paved ground next to the parking lot. Now several benches and a row of brand new grills. Several lampposts have been erected around the area, too. Leo was right about the town, trying to turn the reservoir into the recreational spot. I can actually see a few jet boats skimming through the water, leaving long trails of white behind them. There's even what looks like a feline of some sort fishing in the shallows. It would explain why the motel is still in business. Lake Emma is fairly small, only about 12 miles long and 5 wide. I look around before climbing to the top of a nearby hill and to get my shots. Even with a few people there, it's still quiet enough. Still quiet aside from the train horns, and it's kind of eerie. Excuse me. I wrap up and start quickly making my way back. It's hard to explain why I'm getting freaked out in the broad daylight with people around. Either it's because of what happened all those years ago, or I'm just psyching myself out. I'm glad to hear my friend's voice again as I get closer. Then again, it sounds like they're fighting.
Been acting like a dick all day. Be glad I came along at all.
Apparently, it would have been better if you hadn't.
Maybe it would. Maybe I should just fucking leave then.
It sounds a lot more serious than our usual squabbles, so I quicken my pace. I'm kind of offended that you don't screw it up anymore. Ian, I spent like 2 years trying to get better. And I finally get better, and now you're complaining? Come on! It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it, Cirrus. It's fine. They seem to quiet down a bit once they see me coming. TJ's off to the side, looking out over the river, occasionally throwing a rock into it. Carl sits in a lawn chair, one of 6 that have been set out in a semicircle. He has his chin on a fist, and he lazily stares at me. Jenna and Leo both stand next to each other, looking at Flynn, who's got his back turned, rummaging through the cooler. Hey, what's wrong? Leo sighs.
Nothing. You get your film.
Yeah, I got it. The silence is still awkward, and I have no idea what the hell is, well, to do with myself. I finally realize that I'm still holding the camera and decide to put that away. Hey, I'm gonna go for a quick swim. Haven't been in a while. Haven't been in the water in a while. When we first got here, I was completely disappointed to find out the motel didn't have its own swimming pool. Being an otter, I usually like to swim at least once a day, if not more. It's been 3 days, and I'm finally antsy as hell from it. Flynn finally turns around, a beer in his hand, as he cracks it open. It was true that he'd been acting a bit strange today. He'd held the entire trip up by a few hours, and when he'd finally shown up, his eyes were blurry and he seemed sluggish, like he'd been up all night. When we'd asked if he was all right, he brushed us all off.
Yeah, thanks for the help setting up, Chase. You're about as useful as this fat ass here.
He swings the paw holding the beer at Carl.
Flynn!
Terrible, Ian, terrible.
So enjoy that swim while I set everything out.
Yeah, I will. Make my soda a diet while you're at it. I've had it with Flynn. He's souring the trip with his need to be an asshole.
Go fuck yourself.
I do every night. I ignore him as I strip off my shirt and head to the riverbank. I pat TJ on the shoulder as I pass him before slipping into the water. We're currently in the middle of a drought that has lasted the past 3 years, and so the water is low, only about 10 feet at the deepest. It's enough though, and God, it feels good. It's spring, so the water is pretty cold. Ah, Lance, hello. Have we made it to the route select yet? We have not, but that's coming up. I swim back and forth for a few times before finally diving in. Oh, this is a good CG as well. I like this one a lot. It's neat. It's real neat. I love the coloring. Almost makes me wish I was good at painting. Unfortunate. Eventually, I settle on drifting to the bottom. Yeah, the bottom, laying and gripping on the rocky floor as I stare up at the shimmering light above me. I'm surprised you reached it in one scene. I'm kind of am as well. I thought I wouldn't. I'll be honest. I feel the gentle current run over my body. It's nice to be away from all that tension above me. I feel isolated, alone, and for now, that feels good. I guess it's because I streamed a little bit earlier than I did yesterday. Not yesterday. Saturday? Wait, what day is it? Give me a moment. What's today? What was yesterday? Yeah, I have gotten all of my days mixed up. This is wow. It's yup. Time is an illusion, folks. It do really be that way. This is probably my favorite CG in Echo. It's like I like it. It's not my favorite. My favorite is the stadium CG. Because I'm a bad person. It's nice to be away from all of the tension above me. I feel isolated, alone, and for now, it feels good. Only I could really come down this deep. The others not being able to hold their breath as long, or being too little. I remember when we were younger, I would give the others rides around the lake, able to swim for nearly half a mile on my back. Even Flynn, the asshole, had done it a few times. It was one skill I had that I was proud of, even if it was inherent to my species. It still made me somehow useful or at least different from everyone else, in a good way. I had always felt like the odd one out in the group, as strange as it sounds. Yeah, like I look at this illustration and it makes me think that Chase also was a little tummy. He's got a little tummy, you know. He's not quite as twinky as, like, I would have expected, but you know, the Sydney one is real good. Oh, it is. It is. It's because he's hot as fuck. Oh, yeah, that's facts. That's facts. Where everyone else had a strong, distinct personality, I was just average. Sometimes I wonder if they were just friends with me because we all had to be when we were younger. This whole trip has kind of forced me to think back on all the memories I have of this place and my friends. There were always doing cool things, being different, while I just sort of blended into the background. Even then, I wanted to do something, to stand out somehow. That's what I'm trying to do here, I guess. It's been about 7 minutes, and I only know that because that's about how long I can hold my breath. I decide I should go back up and help out, so I slowly let myself float back up towards the surface, trying to stay in the same spot. When I surface, it's pretty quiet. For a second, I wonder if everyone is just gone. Of course, that's ridiculous, and as I come over to the embankment, everyone's there. Predictably, Flynn didn't get out my food, so I go to the cooler and grab a sandwich and soda before sitting in an empty chair next to Leo. Apparently, it was a good idea to bring lawn chairs, considering the table looked like they were covered in a year's worth of bird shit. That's what, like, tablecloths are for, Chaser. Just grab one of those picnic sheets, throw it over, and you're good. It's all good. You can get disposable ones.
How was the swim?
His tone is bitter and salty. He's not in his usual grumpy but good-natured mood. He's genuinely unhappy. What the hell was his deal? Amazing. I'm gonna have to come back here again sometime during the week. You lizard people don't understand. You hardly ever need water.
It always scares the hell out of me when you're down there that long.
I'm built for it.
I'm built different.
And remember when you gave us rides? That was fun.
Remember when you'd always scream like a girl when Chase would go out too far?
Oh, wow. Well, I remember that now.
Hey, I've never liked the water. Anyway, Chase would do it on purpose. He knew I didn't like it out to a certain point.
Carl looks at me.
You know what was really cool was when you'd take us down for a dive.
Oh, yeah. Chase was like our own little submarine. I'm starting to get that otters are swimming clowns vibe again. Still, I kind of enjoy the attention.
We'd get you to take us to the bottom, and we could look for treasure.
TJ was your first route? The most pathetic characters to start. That's why I started with Tyson! No. Oh, Tyson's pathetic. But in a really good way. Oh my god. TJ was like the route that I look at in this game and go like, I don't want to do this route. Like when I was first playing this game, looked at the 5 characters, I'm like, I don't want to play TJ's route. I don't like this little lad. He's such a little bitch. I would shove him to the ground. He's also not big. He's not a chunky lad. He's not. Oh. No, the most pathetic character in Password is definitely Memphis's son. That's how I'll word that.
We'd get you to take us to the bottom so we could look for treasure.
Leo makes air quotes around the last word. And we probably would have found way more stuff if you guys hadn't been dragging me down. I remember when.
Are we really fucking talking about this?
Everyone turns to look at Flynn. Erasing who? What? His voice is low and dangerous. There's a chill in the air because we all know what he means. I was actually feeling pretty good about it at this point. Like we crossed the bridge, being able to talk about it for once. Apparently we hadn't.
Flynn. No, I'm serious. Do you think it's okay to be fucking talking about this when the lake is just a quarter mile that way?
You know what, Flynn? I think we should. Isn't that part of the reason why we're here?
No. If that was the case, we'd be over there. But we're here. And why is that?
Everyone's quiet for a moment. I think TJ shrinks into his chair, staring hard at his lap.
Flynn, we came here because Chase needs footage.
Oh, music. Okay. A change comes over Flynn. His face darkens, and everyone senses it. Oh. The danger music. Flynn turns to me and it takes some effort not to flinch back.
Yeah. And why is that, Chase? You gonna put that in your fucking documentary?
No, Emma Lake is an important part of Echo's history.
Just what?
Flynn raises his brow ridge at me, and finally I just lower my eyes.
This was a fucking stupid idea.
You know what, Flynn? If you'd be a little more open, tell us what's on your mind, we'd be able to avoid a lot of stuff like this.
Oh, you want to know what's on my mind?
Flynn swivels and marches to Carl.
All right, let's start with you. You're fat, lazy, no motivation, no future. What the hell are you planning on doing with your life? Sit here, waste away in Echo, mooching off your parents until you're dead.
Carl stares back at Flynn, impassively, though he hunches in on himself a bit further. Flynn, don't do this right now.
And you, thinking you're better than everyone else. I can tell. You think everyone in Echo is trash. Just because me and the others haven't left, you think we're lower than you. Just because we don't have an education, we're a bunch of retards. Yeah, well, you left your whole fucking family behind without even saying goodbye. You know what's even going on with them right now? What they're dealing with? Yeah, real fucking hero you are.
You think
Stop it, Flynn. Our unquestionable leader. We wouldn't have been friends without you, would we? That's why you brought us here, right? So we could all bond. Or wait, was it just because you wanted to get into Chase's pants again?
Leo's ears fall flat.
Probably. You've been a mess ever since he left. So let me be the one to tell you. It's over. It's fucking unhealthy. You're obsessed with him.
Slowly, his head turns to me, and I brace myself.
And I can't imagine why. You, Chase, have the personality of a fucking rock. I wish you could see yourself. You just sit there like a creep, watching everyone, weighing everything that we say. And don't think I haven't caught the way you stare at all of us, like we're all objects to be collected. What? Are you just planning to cycle through all of us for sex? Sure seems like it.
Flynn stops, then exhales. It seems like it's over. I really hope it is. That proves futile, though, as Flynn turns slowly on TJ. Ah! I love this CG. I love this CG so much. I love everything about this. I had silently prayed that the Lynx would make a run for it, while Flynn had all his attention focused on us, but TJ looked apathetic. Like a statue, like there's no soul in him. It's because he doesn't. Flynn pauses, though, as if he's at a loss for what to say. Finally,
what happened, TJ? Flynn.
Leo stands up, and from his position, I can tell the wolf is ready to fight. Memories are starting to flow back. TJ, Flynn, thinking he's done something to... I stand up as well. Flynn may sound like a hard ass, but physically, Leo had him beat easily. Flynn can obviously see that he might have a fight on his hands, though, and it's clear he doesn't want that. He drops his shoulders, seeming to shrink as if invisible strings had been holding him up. As if invisible strings that had been holding him up were cut. He turns to us, then gestures at TJ.
I just want the truth. Can we just put a stop to this today, right now? I don't think you know how much of a nightmare this has been for me, not really knowing TJ.
TJ stares up at Flynn, a muzzle set grimly.
What happened to Sydney?
It's dead quiet. TJ stares at his lap, not moving. Come on, let's... Flynn holds up a hand towards me, still staring at TJ. Slowly, TJ looks up to his face is still stoic, is still made of stone.
I already told you what happened.
Bullshit!
Flynn steps forward, but Leo's there to grab the back of Flynn's shirt and swing him around. I dodge out of the way as Flynn is flung back to land on his ass, kicking up a big cloud of dust.
Shit! Flynn, I swear to God, if you start a fight here, I'll drop your stupid ass!
Everyone except TJ is standing now, staring at Flynn. TJ sits, not TJ, oh, sorry. Flynn sits there, glaring at Leo, obviously weighing his choices. He seems to come up short, as he spits the side of, spits to the side and stands up, brushing off his pants as he turns away.
You're okay with not knowing. Fuck all of you.
He turns back around, hands in his pockets, a bitter look on his face.
This whole thing was stupid, Leo. We're not even friends anymore.
Flynn scuffs the ground before turning and walking towards the trail that goes back to Echo.
God damn it, Flynn! Fuck off!
Flynn keeps walking, and he's pretty clear that he isn't coming back. I raise a paw and rub it over my eyes. What was he doing? He's a passionate guy that will sometimes just explode with all of his insecurities before running away and hiding for a few days. He's skewered us all like that before. That was classic Flynn. But he was especially mean, dark. And the part with TJ, I vaguely remember Flynn having some sort of suspicion, but that had been a long time ago. Had he been sitting on that this whole time? I look to the left and see that TJ's gone. Carl's sitting down, but now it looks like he's pulling out a joint. Leo's walking off down another trail, cursing while Jenna follows him. I stand there next to my chair, undecided. I mean, you all know what I want to do. it's an inevitable decision, isn't it? I'm predictable. Look guys, I'm weak. I watch Jenna's tail disappear through the sagebrush full of ticks. They're headed down the same trail that I had used to get to Lake Emma.
TJ!
TJ did seem to head off in the direction while we were fighting, though I can't imagine he'd go to the lake. I should go with them to find the lynx. I'm also a little worried about Leo. It's been a long time since I've seen him that pissed. When I get there, I find Leo leaning back with his rear up against a big boulder on the shore. Bittersweet memories flood in. That rock is almost as much of a staple of my childhood as the actual lake is. It's weird like that. Every memory I have of this place. Sorry, one moment. Eto. Oh, can I not save there? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, do I have to push the save button there? Okay. I thought I could just, like, hit the thingy thing. Here, I'll make a save here for, reasons, I guess. What was the configs I did? Skip seed messages. Okay. Okay. So that when we do the other routes, because I assume I will be streaming the other routes, I'm here forever. By choice, even. It's weird like that. Every memory I have of this place is dreamy and gold-tinted, but always has a hint of sadness about it, no matter what the situation was. Jenna's standing in front of Leo, her arms folded as she talks to him. I can't see his face, but his posture is sagging and his ears are down, looking way older than he actually is. I stand back for a while, feeling awkward about intervening at this point. Leo occasionally shakes his head, then takes out his phone to look at it. I can see Jenna's getting annoyed, but then she says something and Leo turns his head to look back at me. I seize up for a second, but Jenna is beckoning me with her paw while Leo isn't looking. I start stumbling over the rocks towards them as Leo looks back at his phone and Jenna starts walking towards me. Just talk to him. He'll listen to you. We're gonna go to Leo. She passes by me and going back towards the trail. Sure, he's probably listening to me, but I have no idea what I should say. The rocks are actually hard to navigate, especially when you don't have any protection for your feet. It's almost... Wait, I'm almost at the boulder when my foot catches on the edge of a rock and I yelp and fall forward, and knees first into the sharp rocks. Ah! A sharp pain shoots up my legs, and my eyes clutch shut as I cringe silently.
Shit, you alright?
I look up and see Leo looking down at me, his ears up, and now at the sound of my fall. Well, you could always pick me up, you know, hold me a bit. It's fine. Yeah, I'm fine. Leo frowns and reaches over with a paw, which I grab onto and pull myself up with. I make my way around him, being a little more careful about where I put my feet as I position myself next to him against the boulder. I put both my paws behind myself and heave myself up to the top of the boulder, letting my legs dangle over the side. Ugh, I'm so damn clumsy.
You're an otter.
Wow, asshole. I say it jokingly, but Leo's not really smiling. Instead, he sticks a paw back into his pocket and pulls out a slightly flat-looking cigarette. Oh, there we go. All right. I give a stare. I start. Wow, I saw the disconnect thing like prompt show up, and I was like, it completely derailed me. Wow. I give a start and stare. I shouldn't be surprised. I could smell it on him when I first got here. It's just that I'm not used to seeing him do it. He started right after I left. He pulled out a lighter, lights it, takes a drag, then blows the smoke to the side of his muzzle away from me.
You're meant to swim, and not walk on rocks. I mean, technically, Carl is built for that, but he's still falling down all the time.
I think that's because Flynn's always tripping him with his tail. Speaking of Carl, grunting, I lean over sideways and look over at the side of the boulder. I find what I'm looking for instantly, a series of chips and scratches, outlining the rough figure of a canine with a long cape and an S on his chest. Ha! It's still here.
Carl's drawing? Shit! I forgot about that. Never finished it, did he?
Nah, but it's pretty good. Remember how Superwolf was the only thing he talked about that summer?
Yeah, and the movie wasn't even that good.
He loved it, though.
Yeah, and I guess that's all that really matters.
Leo grimaces and reaches over to my knee. I wince and I look down and see he puts his thumb and index finger around a cut that I hadn't noticed until now. Blood is oozing through the fur and leaking down my shin.
We'll need to clean that out.
I shrug. It's not a big deal.
Nah, we'll stop at the convenience store and get some peroxide. That's some nasty shit around this lake.
It's fine, seriously.
Just be safe.
I kinda forgot how much Chase says it's fine. That's not worrying. I shouldn't. Yeah, it's fine.
Just to be safe.
I smirk. Safe? Like this? I reach up and grab at the cigarette dangling from his mouth. He's quick, though, and whips his head away before taking it out on his muzzle.
Hey!
Don't hey me! Why the fuck are you smoking? Was Chase Hunter the origin, or is Josh just more and more like... No, No, that's been a thing in my life for as long as I can remember. I would always just kind of say, like, it's fine. Like, even in, like, middle school and high school. I can't remember if it was middle school that I started saying it a lot, or if it was high school. I can't quite... It was like around, like, late middle school, early high school that I started saying, like, it's fine. Yup. His ears fall flat again, and he glares.
Why the fuck do you care?
He spits that out with so much venom that I lean away from him, eyes wide. He's never talked to me like that before. And I was joking, too. What? Leo quickly looks away, and doesn't say anything. I stare at his face for a while, watch his eyes flick around as he just shakes his head. Are you still mad at me? We talked.
Of course I'm still mad, Chase. Talking doesn't just fix 3 years.
All the progress I thought we made Saturday was an illusion. Leo's just as upset as he'd always been about what happened. I mean, Chase, that's reasonable, though, of him to be upset about it. It's kind of reasonable. I don't know what you want me to say. What do you want me to say, Leo? That I was wrong to leave? That I should have stayed here?
Not leaving me in the dark would have been a good start.
Yeah, I fucked that up. But it happened and I can't fix that. What do you want? What do you want to happen now? Leo stretches his arms out to the either side in one giant shrug.
I don't know.
This is already familiar. 1,000 past fights flash through my mind. Did we ever agree on anything? I slide off the boulder and Leo snaps his muzzle towards me, probably thinking I'm gonna leave. Instead, I lean one paw against the rock as I start to glare at him. It feels better yelling at someone standing up rather than sitting down. Oh, I know exactly what you want.
Oh, do you?
You just want me to drop everything and come back here. Back to Echo.
When did I ever ask you to drop anything? I just want to know if you're coming back.
How am I supposed to know that?
Why can't you plan ahead farther than the next week? I swear it's always like that with you.
I let out an exasperated laugh. I'm 21. I don't fucking know anything about anything. How should I know what I want?
Well, I'm here. Don't you want to come back and live with me? We always plan for it.
His voice softens, and I pause, thinking about it right now. It is something I would want. It's just...
Is Echo so bad that its negatives outweigh my benefits?
I mean... I gesture at the town in the distance, looking as shitty and rusted as ever. Then to the lake, looking as shitty and murky as ever. Then to the desert around us, looking as shitty and dry as ever. I let the scenery speak for itself. So yeah. Leo rolls his eyes.
Otter, I'm starting to think you just want an excuse not to be around me.
I'm starting to think that's what Flynn said was true. He looks straight at me, eyes narrowing over his muzzle, his nostrils flaring.
What? I'm not obsessed with you, I miss everyone, that's all. Is that wrong?
I go quiet for a while, and turn to look back over the lake, squinting at the bright, reflective flashes of light. It can be. But then, I don't even know if he's telling the truth. He'd never say whether or not this whole thing he'd planned was just for me. He doesn't say anything, and we just sit there for a while. Even for a wolf, his whole sticking together thing is a little intense. He brought us together at the very beginning, sure, but after Sydney, it was a whole different level. He'd barely even let us leave his sight. That's when I noticed a dark figure across the lake, walking on this side of the road. It's Flynn, heading back to Echo. I can see that Leo spotted him too, his ears and eyes following him, but he doesn't say anything. Finally, I speak up. So, is what he said about me true? No, excuse me.
No.
He says it quietly, but the answer's instant. Really? Leo takes another drag of the cigarette. Weirdly enough, I actually kind of like the smell of the smoke.
I think his problem with you is that you don't act like you used to as a kid or a teenager. He told me before. I mean, you used to be a snarky motherfucker, even more than you are now.
My stomach stinks. Yeah?
Yeah, you grew up, mellowed out.
Again, my insides twist, and I don't trust myself to speak right then. Leo gets the wrong idea and smiles, putting his arm around me and pulling me up to the side.
What he said about everyone was total bullshit, especially Jenna.
His whole family mantra did have its limits. The fact that Leo is so defensive and Jenna's decision to leave her family shows what a piece of shit they really are. I'm just glad that he's changed the subject, though. leaning my head on his shoulder.
Ah, that's what I want to do.
I just want to, he's good. He's good. He's big, he's plush. He'll wrap an arm around me. It'll be cozy. It'll feel good. He's still watching Flynn.
I can't fucking believe he did this now. Idiot. Idiot!
Leo shouts it loud across the lake, and if I could, I'd lower my ears like a canine. I see the small figure that is Flynn turn around and look back at us. He stays like that for a while. It looks like he's examining us. Finally, he turns back around and keeps going towards Echo.
Fucking idiot. How the hell am I going to go ahead with what I planned this week?
In the past, Flynn would have his blow-ups, then get over it, and so would we. But this time, really did feel different. It was like he'd been chipping away at our group for years, and finally this is what broke it into pieces. Now there's no putting things back together. Maybe it would have been better if we didn't come here. It's sort of my fault.
Nope. It's Flynn's fault. It's stupid to blame yourself.
I don't know. We always had problems. Probably would have been better to just leave things as they were.
No, Jesus! Why does everyone act like this whole thing, Echo, our friendship, is some kind of horrible tragedy?
It hasn't exactly been a walk in the park.
Life isn't a walk in the park. This is where we come from. Find some good in it instead of bitching about everything. It could be so much worse. My parents told me stories about their hometown. And compared to where I was born, this isn't shit.
He huffs out smoke through his nose, not bothering to blow it away from me this time, and I'm engulfed in the smell of tobacco. Do you all like the smell of smoke? I don't know. I feel like I'm indifferent towards it, but I also feel like I grew up around it, so I'm just kind of used to it, I guess.
I mean, not to be an asshole, but you gringos have it easy. My mom has a phone call almost every month telling her they'd killed my dad just because they had money.
Leo's always been good at making me feel like a spoiled brat. I'm sorry. Oh, I forgot about this song. It's neat. His arms tighten around me, and I turn my head to rub my nose into his chest. I mean, I want to do that. I can smell his musk under his heavy deodorant. It's a familiar scent I like.
Don't be. I mean, we all play our cards right. But try to have a little more perspective.
He leans his chin on top of my head. I feel like we should have some boundaries since we're not exactly a couple anymore, but this feels right.
I love this town. And I love you guys. I just want things to work out, not to lose touch. We had something real special.
You're such a wolf.
Thanks.
I lay a paw on his thigh and rub it slowly, thinking. Smoke is a no-go for you? Okay, I get it. I mean, is there really no way you could leave with me? It would make things much easier.
Please don't ask that. I can't leave them. I could never do that. You know this.
Why can't we just move to Peyton? You know what I mean? Of course I did. We've argued about this over 100 times already. I squeeze his thigh. So, are you still mad at me? I listen to Leo's breath, breathe in deep, my head rising with his chest.
No, Otter, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad. We just have a lot of things to figure out. But we will.
I guess that's as good a plan as any to leave off. So I move to another subject.
So now that Flynn's fucked up this trip, what do we do next? He hasn't. We'll fix this. We just gotta get that dumbass to apologize. But once I do, we have a birthday to plan.
Alright, he just tells you at the stage. Neat. You, like, find out, like, the day before in Carl's route, right? And then, like, because you find out at, like, different times in the other routes, right? If I remember right. I raised my brow in surprise. It wasn't anyone's birthday anytime soon. Whose birthday?
Carl's.
Carl? His birthday wasn't until the end of April, literally a month away.
It's early, really early. I know, but I'm kind of limited on ideas of what we can do.
I guess that makes sense. So, when's that gonna be?
Wednesday. We need to buy the stuff tomorrow, and I have the day off.
Leo looks at his phone again.
Speaking of which, I need to drive you guys back so I can get back to work.
Well, alright. I'm not doing much else tomorrow. I should be working on the project, but I've got plenty of time. Okay. Leo slides off the boulder and turns back to me.
I'll just ask Jenna and TJ too. I'll let Flynn cool off for a day.
You know, it's kind of funny that Chase probably does more work on the school project in Leo and Flynn's route than in Jenna or TJ's. And because you would think, like, Jenna and TJ would keep him on track to do his school project, but they don't. Do you know where TJ went?
Yeah, he just texted me that he wanted to be left alone, which I understand.
I get off the boulder as well, and Leo reaches a paw out for me.
And this time, watch where you're walking. Hold on to me.
You can always carry me. That's probably a good idea. Do a piggyback ride. Hoist me up on your shoulders. You know, it would be cute. It would be cute. Okay. Okay. I think that'll be it for this time. We'll save there. I think that's good. Just thinking of the Amicus holding you pick. Oh my god. Yeah, except I'd be happy, right? I'd be actually holding on to him. Like, it's good. It's good. Man, I still enjoy this. I still enjoy this a lot. I love how dysfunctional this friend group is. It makes them come across to me as more like friends. I don't know. Maybe that's wrong of me. But I'm like, oh, they're close. That's why they can absolutely destroy each other like this, right? That's just how, like, I think about it. It's like, oh, they are, like, a pretty tight-knit friend group. It makes it, I don't know. Just makes them feel more real to me. I don't know. It feels less fake to me. I don't know. Ellipses Ian, what? What? Would you rather this cast talk to each other like Persona 5 characters? Where nothing is ever wrong and they're just like, love you, senpai, love you. Like 24/7. I don't know. I wouldn't like that. Oh. But yeah, I hope you have all enjoyed. I don't know when I will stream this again. I don't think I will. Maybe I'll do it once a week. Just to do that. But I don't want this to be like oh, I'm just gonna stream this all week, like for the next 2 weeks, because I feel like I would just Like I would, so I have to put a limit on myself. But yeah, I hope you've all enjoyed, and I guess I'll see you guys around.